This is Politigram. And today we are going to have a conversation about as you can see what I posted in the thumbnail. But you know the rules, you know the game, you know how the game goes. First, we're going to stay on the copyright, fair use, copy disclaimer. Hello, Jacob. Hello, Jacob. Now, yes, blessings. Now, I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay. I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay. But you know the game. Fair use. Hi, Junkyard. Jacob, you know what I'm letting out, Jacob. Fair use, copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use. Hey, Junkyard Dog. For fair use purposes such as criticism, commenting, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Now, today we are going to talk about some things. Now, today is Sunday here in America, okay? So I want to actually try to, have it somewhat as far as motivational. Oh my God! Jacob! You got me crying. Oh my God! Jacob! Hello, OG Brand. Hello, you guys. Okay, I didn't want to say it, but it is, yes, it is a surprise. And yes, oh my gosh, I guess I could just do the motivational speaking now. But yes, as you guys can see, yes, Silly Rabbit. Hello, everyone. You silly. Hello, Brad. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. Now. Jacob, thank you so much. Yes, you guys, today we're going to talk about Diddy request and judge decision. Young Thug versus Gunna, yes, again. Sports today. And also, like I said, because today is Sunday here in America, OG Brand says, politic, I love chicken Alfredo. Oh, speaking of chicken Alfredo, Gunna is looking like a chicken today. And yes, we're going to talk about why I'm calling Gunna allegedly a chicken. But yes, yes, you guys, this is Politic Graham. Today we are going to talk about, as you can see, oh my gosh, Junkyard! Oh my gosh. You guys are making me look. Thank you so much. Yes, it's the motivational for me, and I wanted to speak on. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. Yes, the surprise is I am. Oh my gosh, I'm monetized. This is like my first live that I'm doing as being monetized. Thank you so much. I'm about to cry. You guys are about to make me cry. I'm trying to focus, but I'm like about to cry at the same time. Okay. Take a deep breath, Politic. Thank you so much, Junkyard. OG Brand says, Politic, P. Diddy still using baby oil, but I love using baby lotion. And Junkyard says, you can buy Diddy some baby oil now. Okay, since you guys want to talk about Diddy, okay, oh my goodness, I'm losing train of thought. But yes, the question is, and I need to post this as a poll. Do you guys think Diddy will be free? Do you guys think he will be free? Okay, will Diddy be free? And I'm asking that because of all what has came about in the past few days. And yes, this is true. This is true. What is coming up on Diddy? Okay. And let me put the poll in. Do you think? And you guys, I'm so happy. Thanks for coming in. I'm trying to keep my cool. You guys are making me like, ah. Now, the question is, do you guys think Diddy will be free? Okay. Why? Because of all the things that has come about. And I am Jacob says to support this channel, you can join membership or you can support by super chat. Yes, thank you so much, Jacob. And Junkyard says you can buy Diddy some baby oil. Now, I want to actually talk about the new things that's come about with Diddy today, or should I say this weekend. And for you guys who don't know, Combs was arrested back in September in Manhattan at a Manhattan hotel. And ever since then, he has been locked up without bail. Okay. He has tried three, and let me make sure I show you guys. He has tried 3 times to actually request for a bond. Okay. But it has not worked. And his actual dream team, okay, his attorneys, he has 4 attorneys. They have tried, and they made a 4th attempt. Okay. And as far as the baby oil goes, when I tell you, I'm going to show you this gentleman. Okay. This particular gentleman is not playing with Diddy. And the gentleman that I'm about to show you guys is the actual attorney on the prosecutor side as far as this federal case is going on. And let me show it. You guys, I'm so happy. Thank you for coming in. I'm so happy. Okay, this gentleman right here, this gentleman is not playing with Diddy. Okay, this gentleman is with the prosecution side. Okay, his name is Damian Williams. He is not playing. Now back to with what's going on with Diddy. Diddy is in a lot. He has a lot going on. As you guys know, the 3rd time he tried to request for a bond, it was denied. Okay, and the judge that denied it was Judge Aaron. He denied it. Okay, I'm so sorry, and thank you guys for coming in. I'm just like, oh, but yes, the surprise is I did get monetized. Thank you guys for coming in. And thank you for supporting. Thank you for the super. This is my first time having a super chat. I appreciate it so much. With what's been going on, the judge on Friday, he rejected Diddy Combs' attempt to silence a potential witness. Okay, all of the potential witnesses, because on the weekend of Diddy's birthday, okay, last weekend of Diddy's birthday, they actually tried to request, his team tried to request a gag order on all the potential witnesses. Okay, but just like his bond has been denied not once, not twice, but 3 times, okay, this was denied as far as a gag order. Okay, and I told you guys, okay, with this gag order, I knew it was going to happen, because in regards to all what's been going on with Diddy, I mean, it's been loss after loss after loss. Now, because in response to the judge denying the gag order, okay, in regards to witnesses talking about the case that hasn't even started, in regards to all of this that's been going on, his decision is still in the air in regards to another attempt. Yes, you heard right. There's going to be another attempt for him to bond out, for Diddy to bond out Friday. Okay, the request for a gag order on all the potential witnesses, because everybody's doing interviews. Everyone is doing interviews to many multimedia outlets. Okay, one specific person that has been going around doing mad interviews is this gentleman right here, and I want to show you guys this gentleman. Okay, Courtney Burgess, if you guys don't know, he is the one that allegedly, hello BDB GP, thank you for coming in. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. Hashtag no Diddy though, okay, but I'm feeling great. Now, with this particular person that I'm showing you guys on this page, okay, this is all mine. Courtney Burgess, he has been doing interviews. Okay, and in addition, he actually did a book. Okay, and the book that he did, it was called Tell It All. Okay, and it talks about Kim Porter. He actually says that he received this information from Kim Porter's friend, okay, after Kim Porter had passed away, and he received a lot of information in regards to Kim Porter. And with that information, he's been doing a number of interviews. Okay, he has allegedly, according to him, and this is what the prosecution team, it has required him to actually be the witness, okay, for the trial that's going to start May the 5th of next year. In regards to him, he said that he has 11 flash drives. Hello, yes. BD says, politic, I see you finally. Yes, I have. Yes, I'm trying. And welcome, you guys. We're talking about P. Diddy. Yes, there has been another episode. And it's a lot going on with Diddy ever since Friday. Yes, you guys have heard right. And we are going to hear what's to come this week, because it seems like every week, you guys, there's new information in regards to Diddy. And the guy that you're looking at right here, he is going to be the top tier witness. I promise you, because he has already written a book. Okay, and he has not received the $1 million royalties that the book has made. Junkyard says Courtney helping muddy the waters. Yes, Courtney Burgess, Junkyard, you're absolutely right. He is really helping it, because at this particular time, Courtney Burgess is not playing any games. And I want to let you guys know, when it comes down to Courtney Burgess, he is not playing no games, because he is allegedly, this is out of his, not me. He said that he knows Diddy because he is the godson to Diddy's father. Okay, Frank Locust. That's what he said. And that's how he has known Diddy for over 30 years, this gentleman right here. How is all this coming into play, you guys, right? Because he has been doing interviews, right? And because he's been doing interviews, okay, it has came back to bite him. Why has it came back to bite him? Because this particular gentleman that I'm about to show you guys, that held a press conference on Diddy back in September on the indictment on Diddy. His name is Damian Williams, that I'm going to show you guys. He actually has subpoena Courtney Burgess, this guy, okay? And not only because Courtney Burgess was talking so much, Junkyard, I am very passionate, King. Thank you for coming in. I am very, very passionate. That's why I talk like this, because when it comes down to cases like this with Diddy, somebody has to know what's going on. And this is a Sunday, and it's time to shake things up on this Sunday, okay? And hello, John. Thank you so much for coming in, John White. Like I stated, with the prosecutor, Damian Williams, because this gentleman that you're looking at, Courtney Burgess, has been talking so much to multiple outlets, this man has been subpoenaed. I'm just going to give you a breakdown what this man has been going through due to his book that he has wrote, okay, about Kim Porter, as well as other celebrities pertaining to Diddy, okay? Yes, this particular guy, he has been subpoenaed. He had to go to the first court hearing, okay, last week, okay? He had to go to a first court jury hearing in regards to the coming case of the Diddy indictment for May the 5th of next year, okay? In regards, he stated he had to get an attorney. He now has an attorney that represents him, okay? And he had his place actually raided. Yes, you heard right. They actually came to his house and actually raided his house, allegedly, all because of the things that he has said that he has had on Diddy, that he still has. And this particular person that you're looking at, I'm just going to just give a breakdown that he stated that he has. He says that he has 11 flash drives, okay? 11 flash drives of Diddy doing Diddy things, okay, with celebrities, okay? And he stated in these are things that he has stated. And hello guys, welcome for coming in. The things that he stated that Diddy, that he has on these flash drives, and 7 to 8 videos that he actually watched himself. He said he couldn't watch anymore once he started seeing a lot of things that were very, disturbing. And the pictures that you're looking at, these are people that he said he saw, okay, allegedly in the video. And I think you guys know who this person is. Okay, I don't want to say the names because it is getting very shaky. Okay, very, very shaky. And another person that he said, I'm not gonna say the names. You look, okay. He stated this person was also in the video. Okay, I'm gonna stroll down. It gets really, really hectic. And thank you guys for coming in. Hit that like button. We are talking about new evidence, new things that are going on in regards to Diddy. Okay, and the person that I'm talking about for now is Courtney Burgess. This is the gentleman, is going to be one of the key witnesses to the hearing that's to come May the 5th of next year, when Sean Combs' trial starts. This particular gentleman, he talks about, he's been doing a number of interviews. He said, I'm just gonna be honest. He said people are in the video doing things that they appear that they have been victims to Diddy himself. Okay, I would say it that way. Also, this book, just to let you guys know how heavy this book is, right? That this gentleman, Courtney Burgess, has wrote. This book was put on Amazon twice, and both times it was actually pulled by Amazon. And it was released on Amazon by another guy named Chris. And this is why this gentleman that I'm going to show you, Burgess, that we're talking about, he has an attorney because he says he wants his money. He wants his money that is rightfully his, because he said since this book has came out, this book has made over $1 million. And when it was pulled the second time, okay, the book was pulled the second time, someone put the book up for auction and it sold $5,000. Okay, $5,000 this book. Now this book has people, and the people that you're seeing in this, I don't even want to say the names. Okay, you see who this is. Okay, and it also has this person right here. You see that? I'm going to stroll down. Who else? He says allegedly Neo. Okay, Neo was in some of these flash drives, and he also showed a book that had Snoop Dogg. Okay, in the book it has Snoop Dogg in it. Okay, and then also the last but not least, okay, as far as the pictures that I have, has Al B. Sure. Al B. Sure, who is Al B. Sure? Al B. Sure is the ex-boyfriend to the ex-girlfriend who passed away, Kim Porter. He's the key person. Now, Courtney Burgess has a lot going on for him because Al B. Sure was very upset with this book being put out. Al B. Sure, why? Allegedly in the book that this person right here has wrote, Courtney says Al B. Sure was caught doing some things with Diddy, and he said that is one of the reasons allegedly why Al B. Sure did not try to get his son. Okay, because the son that Al B. Sure is related to is the son that Puff Daddy Diddy adopted, which is Quincy Combs. I'm going to show you who Quincy Combs is. This person right here in the middle, Quincy Combs. He looks just like his father. Now, all three of these boys that you're looking at right here, Diddy considers them his sons. But if you can see possibility, okay, possibility, look at this one, Christian Combs. He appears to me as the only one that's biologically Diddy's as far as the sons go, okay? Because you have Quincy Combs in the middle. He is biologically Al B. Sure's son. Then you have Justin Combs here on the side. That is another son that Diddy calls his son. But the question is, who is biologically tied to Diddy? Now, I'm going to leave that part alone, okay? As far as that, because I don't want any lawsuits coming my way. And hello, you guys, this is Politic Graham. We're talking about, yes, you read it, Diddy freedom. And put in the poll, do you think Diddy will be free? Okay? Why do I ask that? Because of all the allegations that has been coming up. And I just want to give you guys a brief of what's going on because of this gentleman. He is one of the key witnesses at this point. And OG Brand says, Rich, hey, you silly. Rich says, you silly. Oh, hello, Rich. Thanks for coming in. Yes, the gentleman that you're looking at is Courtney Burgess. He will be one of the key top tier witnesses for the trial that will come May the 5th of next year when the trial of Sean Puffy Combs begins. And he is the trial. Diddy has 3 counts, okay? I'm going to stroll down and show you guys the counts. It's very, very heavy, these counts. And I'm trying to be very careful with my words. Why? Because the lawyers to Diddy, these 4 lawyers, I call them the 4 dream team, lawyers dream team. They are not playing games. And it seems like every week they are trying to come very hard with these requests. Okay, last week, the weekend of Diddy's birthday, they tried to attempt to request for the judge, okay, to put a gag order on these potential witnesses. Why? Because the guy that showed you, Courtney Burgess, he was going around doing multiple interviews, mentioning celebrities' names, and one of the celebrities' names that I will mention is Miss Jennifer Lopez, okay? He mentioned Jennifer Lopez. He mentioned also the witness. He didn't say her name, but we all know who he was talking about. He spoke of a quote-unquote witness that was Diddy's girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, who had did the lawsuit. I think we know who that ex-girlfriend was. This is disrespectful. Hello, EF. You says Diddy deserves life. You're absolutely right. And you know why I say that? Okay, he does deserve life. Well, deserves life. Now, I would say this. I want to be fair before I get into it. I can't say certain things because there are a lot of lawsuits, okay, about to come. And because of this gentleman, he has proved it. He has proved it to everybody that if you say something on YouTube, yes, the feds will come knocking. And the gentleman that I'm going to show you guys is this gentleman right here. He has been making a lot of noise. And because he's been making a lot of noise, he has been subpoenaed. Okay, I'm just give you what's happened to him within 2 months of him doing interviews, and these interviews have been very heavy. Okay, he has been subpoenaed. Not only has he been subpoenaed, he has also came and also had to go to the first jury hearing. Okay, as a witness. They subpoenaed him. He even said the marshals came to his door, you guys, to force him to come to the hearing. Okay, so even after that, after they walked out of the hearing, that's when Diddy's team, okay, they put out a request to put gag orders on all of the potential witnesses. Why? Because this gentleman right here started doing interviews. And hello, you guys. This is Politic Graham. Please hit that like button. We're talking about, yes, we are Diddy. And the question is, I want you to really answer, will Diddy be free? Hello, X-Fact says, everyone deserves peace, but that comes with God. However, Diddy does deserve prison. Whoa, deserves prison. Well, put it in the poll. Do you think he should be free? Also, Rich says, yeah, J-Lo might snitch. And Junkyard says Diddy deserves life in prison without baby oil. Whoa, you guys are really playing. You guys are heavy. Rich says Diddy would need protection for the rest of his life. Whoa. Now, you saying Diddy, Rich, let me ask you this. You say Diddy would need protection for the rest of his life. Here's the question though, Rich, right? Do you think his family will also need protection? Just think about that now, because this is so much, and people have watched some of these videos, okay? And there are some videos that people have quote unquote allegedly seen. And one of the people that has seen these videos of Diddy with the people in the video, I'll say it that way, these quote unquote allegedly victims, okay, is this gentleman. His name is Damian Williams. And I'm going to show a clip of Mr. Damon. And one thing that threw me off, okay, I looked up, I did my research when they raided Diddy's homes in Florida as well as in California. They raided his homes. They found, I cannot make this up, you guys. Hello to Herbal Goddess. Thank you for coming in. I cannot make this up, you guys. I'm just going to show you. It's so much going on. This is how many phones they found. They found 130 phones. Do you see this? 130 phones. And I'm trying to understand where all of these phones Diddy's. Because when they raided the homes, okay, I'm just going to give you a breakdown of what they said they found. The prosecutors, okay, they say they have already interviewed allegedly 50 witnesses and victims. They have obtained dozens of videos, okay, depicting Combs doing some things, okay? And they also have obtained, can you read this? You cannot make this up. 130 phones. To all the men out there, Rich, okay, Jacob, Junkyard, I'm calling you guys out. And everybody that's in this live, hit that like button and put in the post what I have. Do you think Diddy will be free? But to all the men out there, OG Brand, John White, I really want to ask you guys, okay? And this is especially for the men. Do men really own 130 phones? Okay. Do you guys have 130 phones? Because according to this prosecutor, the prosecutors against Diddy right now, what they found in this raid, they said they found at least 130 phones. And they also said laptops, tablets, iCloud accounts, and other devices. This is all what was found. Art of War said, "What's good, everybody? Diddy is about to get life. I don't wish that on nobody." And you know what? I'm glad you're right, because that is one of the reasons his team, they use that as far as why they're requesting for Diddy to come out. They are requesting for Diddy to come out. And the guy that I'm showing you right here, this is part of the this is on the prosecution team of the South District of New York. This man name is Damian Williams. That's what he goes by. He's not playing no games with Diddy. This is really bad. I thought it was bad, but I've never seen it. I don't know if Diddy's getting out, you guys. I do not know if Diddy's getting out. And I'm going to play a clip of this gentleman when he held a press conference back in September when Diddy was indicted. Leanne says, Diddy gone. Oh, no. Diddy gone. Hello, you guys. I'm sorry. This is not funny. I'm sorry. But I'm reading the comments in the chat. Leanne says, Diddy gone. Human Nature says, were there his phones or phones not claimed after the freak-offs over the years? See, that is what I'm trying to understand. Why was there 130 phones? Like, I want you guys to understand it. Why were there? I just want to make sure people understand this. And guys, now I know it's some guys out here. Just answer the question, please. 130 phones. I just want to know. Because allegedly, and this is what was found in the raid, that when they raided Diddy's homes in Miami as well as California, they found a total of 130 phones. Okay, and I'm going to play a clip of the press conference that was held back in September, announcing this huge alleged three-count indictment against, yes, the person that we're talking about, Diddy. Okay?
Resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risk.
Now, you guys know who they were talking. You guys know who Damien was talking about, and I'm going to go back in these comments because I need to hear from the men. I'm so serious. I need to hear from the men. Okay, who owns 130 phones? And as far as Art, I think Art said, Human of Nature says, were there phones where here's his phones or the phones not claimed? Now, I'm not sure. Okay, but the prosecutors, they did state that they confiscated at least 130 phones. Okay, my question is, why did Diddy still have those phones, period? Okay, because even if it was somebody else's phones, once again, why do you still have 130 phones? Why? And that even shows, okay, there's something wrong. There is something wrong. And Art of War says he probably had burner phones. Like, oh, I didn't even think of that, Art. I didn't even think of that. Human says if those phones were party girls' phones, it would be proof that they were at his home. See what I'm saying? This is what people don't understand. You have to be careful how you move. And hello, guys. Welcome to Politic Graham. We are talking about Diddy. I am basically giving you a brief of what's going on because Friday, and hello, Milf, thank you for coming in. I am basically giving you guys, okay, what's been going on as far as Diddy. Okay, Friday, it was an announcement made. Okay, the judge rejected Diddy's attempt to put a gag order on these potential witnesses. Yes, potential witnesses. One of the witnesses that I'm thinking that the attorneys don't want to say anything is Diddy's ex-girlfriend. Okay, I'm just going to put it out there. He does not want her to say anything. Now,
injuries to the victims.
In regards to Cassie, that he doesn't want saying anything. It is also in regards to Courtney Burgess. And the person I'm talking about, Courtney Burgess, he is a gentleman that has allegedly 11 flash drives of Diddy situations, okay? Diddy situations, in addition to a book that he has already written, and it was taken, and somebody else has the book in their name. It's been put out on Amazon. The book has made over $1 million, and the Courtney Burgess, according to him, he has not received any royalties from that book, and that is why we're in this situation right now, okay? Because there's a book, allegedly, there's a book that is describing some of the celebrities that were victimized, according to Courtney Burgess, allegedly, okay? He mentions Kevin Hart's name, okay? He mentions Neo's name. He mentions Snoop Dogg's name. He mentions Jennifer Lopez's name. These are names that he mentioned, I'll be sure. And because he's mentioning these names, he has himself been called to now be a key witness in this matter. And hello, you guys, please hit that like button. We are talking about Diddy. Anna says, if he gets out, there would be a lot of problems. Whoa. You know what? And see, that is why, and I'm glad that you said that, Anna. That is why Diddy has been denied bond 3 times. And now for the 4th time, that's what they requested. They requested that this Friday. Okay? This Friday. They requested, in addition to the judge denying the attorney's request to put a gag order on everybody and the potential witnesses, okay, they have requested that Diddy, I'm going to stroll down. They have requested some things. I want to make you guys see, in response to Diddy's request gag order being rejected by this attorney, okay, Judge Uran, they have requested Friday for Diddy to be bonded out for the 4th attempt. And as part of this 4th attempt, they offered once again the $50 million bond secured by the equity in, okay, not only Combs, okay, Diddy's name, but they're also in his mother's name, okay, in the Florida homes. Also, part of this request, the people that had to co-sign, this is getting wild, ladies and gentlemen. The people that had to co-sign this $50 million bond that they're requesting, they requested Friday again, 4th attempt. Okay, the people that they co-signed was his sons that I showed you, Quincy Combs, Justin Combs, Christian Combs, okay, and others, and including his mother. All of them co-signed a bond request, okay? They are putting their names on for Diddy. They're putting their names on the line for Diddy. Now, also, in regards to this order they put this Friday, right? They said that Mr. Combs, he would not have internet. He would not have any phone access outside of his meetings with legal counsel. All right. This is all what was requested this Friday. Okay. And hello, Bronco says Diddy got lists with Clinton and, oh my goodness, not Clinton and Obama. Human says Diddy isn't getting out because they know that he'll cause problems. Yes, that's what Anna just said. And Human says the trial is not going to start in May. It'll likely be postponed until 2026. I doubt it. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why I doubt that, Human. Okay? Because the district that he's in, Southern District, that particular district attorney's office, this is the same attorney's office that has already indicted and convicted people like R. Kelly. Okay? This particular office, attorney's office, Southern District, they are not, it's very strict. They are not playing games. I doubt for 1 minute that they're gonna postpone it to 2026. Why? Because I just told you they have 130 phones that Diddy had allegedly. Okay, they confiscated 130 cell phones during the raids. Okay, so you have to take that into play. Then they already have videos. They have videos of Diddy doing things with people. See that you gotta look at all of that. And that's why I'm just like, I'm trying to see. Now, I'm gonna move forward. Let me move forward. Because who knows? It could be postponed to 2026. But the way it's looking right now, Diddy doesn't even have a bond. Diddy has no bond. This is his 4th attempt. Okay? 4th attempt. Hello, Iran. Thank you for coming back. This is his 4th attempt of getting a bond, right? Now, part of this, they are co-signing. They are begging. They are begging for the judge to get Diddy out. They have even put his sons and mother as co-signers, okay? Co-signers. And even to the point they have stipulated they will have a 24/7 monitoring service against Diddy, okay? Saying that he can't go nowhere and that he will be in Miami, okay, in his Miami home, okay, with no internet access, okay, with nothing hardly. And I'm going to continue to read. Part of the deal, they said there would be a pre-approved visitor list, okay, consisting of select family members. Then they stated that if Diddy is given the bond, okay, that Diddy will surrender his passports belonging to the rapper and his family members. Okay, now why? I'm going to show you why. Aaron says, bro would need oil so he can slip out the jail. Now, see? Hello, Aaron. And Firma says, now Diddy need a lot of oil. Greetings from Germany. Shout out to Germany. Thank you for coming in, Firma. Francine says he gonna know he's not what he gonna know where he stand there like R. Kelly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not sure. And see, the gentleman that I showed you guys, I want to make sure we're all on the same page. This particular attorney on the prosecutor side, he is not playing games, okay? And see, that's what Diddy wants to do. I'm going to go back to who said it? Human Nature. Human Nature said the trial is not going to start in May. It'll likely be postponed until 2026. See, what you're saying, that is what Diddy has been trying to do. And that is one of the reasons that we are on judge number 3. Notice what I said. It has been 3 judges. Okay. The first judge, okay, this was the judge that Diddy had to see once he got arrested. Okay. The first judge, he's out. I'm gonna make sure I'm scroll down. And I'm sorry for going all over the place, but the first judge, Combs sought bail, was named Robin. I can't say her name is, I don't know what type of name is that. Robin T. Okay. She sided with the U.S. Attorney Damian Williams and other U.S. attorneys of the Southern District of New York argument that Diddy posed a risk. Okay. That is why she denied it. Okay. She was the first person to deny it. The next day, this gentleman right here, Judge Andre L. Carter Jr., he's the reason I say that it's not going to be postponed, because I've never heard of this. This is how you know, ladies and gentlemen. And hello, you guys. This is Politic Graham. Please answer the question. Do you guys think Diddy will be free in the poll that I have in the chat? And also hit that like button, and thank you for coming in. And we're accepting, donations. Okay. If you support the channel. Now, with this particular judge, he was the second judge. Andre, he wanted a speedy trial. He wanted a speedy trial. Okay. But due to Diddy and his team declining a speedy trial, this gentleman right here, he said, I don't have time. So he recused himself. I've never heard of that. Here where I live in Georgia, judges do not get that option to recuse themselves based off because the defendant is stating that they don't want a speedy trial. I've never heard a judge say, well, since you don't want to speed this up, I got to go. That's basically what this judge said. I don't have the time to stretch this case out. Okay. But because Diddy said, I don't want a speedy trial, this judge, he just fell back. So then now we have a third attorney. And the attorney that we have right now is this attorney, Judge Arun. Hello, Lynette. Lynette says it's hard to say now. I know but see, my whole thing is, I think at this point, Laughing Dragon says he was connected to them somehow. I think, okay, I'm going to be honest. I think with Diddy, and hello, you guys, thanks for coming in. Please hit that like button. We're talking about Diddy. Yes, we are talking about Diddy. And Friday, they tried for the 4th time. After first Friday, a lot of things happened. Friday, Judge Arun, he denied the gag order. Okay, that was the first thing. The second thing, okay, the attorneys, they requested for the 4th time for Diddy to bond out. And Now, with this fourth time, they actually stated, once again, $50 million bond secured by equity in Diddy and his mother's Florida homes. Okay? And the co-signers, they stated this. If you allow Diddy to have a bond to bail out, the co-signers to this bond will be all three of his sons, Justin Combs, Quincy Combs, and Christian Combs, in addition to others. Okay? Now, also they stated Diddy, once he's bonded out, if they allow it, they promised that Diddy will have a 24/7 monitoring service, okay, watching him. Also, they said Diddy will not have any internet or no phone access. Then they also said there would be a pre-approved visitor list consisting of select family members. Then they also said Diddy will he will surrender his passports, okay, as well as his family members will surrender their passports. That's just how they are begging the judge to get Diddy out. Now, why are they wanting Diddy out? They added that in the order. They added that. They said, why? Because of this particular place right here. Diddy has been at since September the 16th. Okay, he has been at the Metropolitan Detention Center. This place has made a number of headlines. It has been, with the Federal Bureau Census investigation, they have done a sweep in this place. There have been a number of people deleted in this place. We're talking about, I don't think you guys understand. Hello, Rocky. Rocky says he does not deserve freedom. Whoa. Cal says, why not spend time starting a business? Lynette says, I believe the parents of the children should go to jail. They pimped out their children. Lynette, I'm so glad you said that. Jazzy says, no, Diddy. Now, Lynette, I'm so glad you pointed that out, because, hello, you guys, please hit that like button. If you would like to support the channel, you can also, donate a super sticker, and also answer the poll. Do you think Diddy will be free? Now, Lynette gave a prime. I love that you spoke of this. Okay, the parents. How do the parents come in this? Because in these lawsuits, these civil lawsuits, and I'm glad you mentioned it. I spoke about this in some lives, okay? I spoke about the fact that, yes, parents, it was one particular John Doe. What is it? John Doe? No, John Doe. John Doe. I'm sorry. It's Sunday. Okay, it's one particular incident, John Doe. He stated how he was 9 or 10 years old, and his parents actually allowed him to go on the airplane to New York to audition for Diddy, okay? He actually auditioned for Diddy by himself. And he was introduced to Diddy through a so-called person that knew Diddy, okay? That knew Diddy in the entertainment world, that did things like this when it came down to helping people, these upcoming stars. And with this particular person, he or she met this person's parents, and the parents actually trusted this person to move forward with introducing Diddy to them, because they were an upcoming rapper and actor. So that's when Diddy allegedly, this is all in the lawsuit, the person said that they were a child and they ended up in a room alone with Diddy, okay? Alone with Diddy. And I'm going to get into it. After I talk about this, but I spoke about this before. Yes, with this child back then, allegedly, I'm gonna show it to you guys, but Lynette, you brought up, I got to talk about it. Now, with this particular accuser, they stated that they were a minor. They stated how they actually flew on a plane by themselves. Their parents was not with them. They flew to New York, Okay, and they ended up in a room with Diddy by themselves. Why? Because according to the filing, it was stated that this person said that Diddy requested the meeting to be private. Okay, and it also stated that that is when this is when they were a child, they said someone handed them a drink and they start feeling kind of different, and they ended up not being able to control themselves. And that's according to the accuser. They said that's when they were taken advantage of, not only by Diddy, but another male, okay, came into the room. Okay, so that I'm glad that you, Lynette Anderson, you mentioned that I believe the parents of the children should go to jail. They pimped out their children, but we also got to make sure this is the same actual district office, Southern District Attorney Office in New York, where R. Kelly was found guilty, and none of the parents have been arrested. Right? None of the parents have been arrested. Now, I'm mentioning that because I believe what you said, Lynette. I believe the parents of the children, they should be held accountable, right? I absolutely believe that. Now, this particular judge right here, okay, he was one of the judges. He didn't even like this case, okay? He said, I want a speedy trial. Diddy said September the 18th, I don't want a speedy trial. So this gentleman right here, he said, okay, I want a speedy trial. I'm finna bounce. So he recused himself. And I really believe, okay, he knew it was going to have a lot of media, a lot of people talking about it, right? So now this is where we are. Diddy is in this Metropolitan Detention Center, and one of the reasons there, his attorneys are trying for the fourth attempt, and that's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. They did file another attempt this Friday to request Diddy to be released. Okay, they requested Diddy to be released. Why? Because of the conditions of the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Okay, they stated, this is what they're stating now. And hello, you guys, thank you for coming in. They stated that this particular detention center, it is violating Diddy's constitutional rights. That's what they're saying since September the 17th. And the conditions are inadequate, okay, for their client to prepare himself in court. Now, I'm going to stroll down. They said Diddy has been denied access to the laptop that he was provided by his attorneys. Okay? Because they said that they need to review the upcoming, they need to help him prepare and review the upcoming trial, May the 5th of 2025, next year. And then they stated how, remember I told you this particular detention center, okay, it has been in the news. And I'm going to do another video about this particular detention center, because there have been a number of people that has passed away in this detention center waiting. And these are people that are waiting for a trial, just like Diddy. They are waiting for a trial. Okay. Now, two people that come to my head with me doing my research. It was two gentlemen recently back in June. They ended up getting deleted by 5 other guys in this detention center, right? And the 5 guys, they have more charges added on them. Why? Because they deleted 2 guys. This is a detention center where people are waiting to be put on trial, right? But this detention center is so bad. Okay, they are really treating Diddy, according to his attorneys, they're treating Diddy like he is just a real, gang member. I mean, I'm gonna explain why I say that. I'm gonna explain why. They stated in the request, they said It's daily sweeps and lockdowns at this detention center that prevents Diddy from even meeting with his attorneys. And he does not have access with materials such as pens and notebooks. And hello, Tracy. Thank you for coming in. Yes, Lynette, this is so wow. Lynette says they keep trying because they believe it's a chance. Lynette, I think they keep trying because Diddy allegedly, I don't know what he's worth now, but when I looked him up, he is worth $500 million. That is why they're trying. That's why I think they're trying. Now, I'm going to move forward. It says that Diddy is being denied of his laptop that was provided by his attorneys. When they did a sweep, okay, they scattered all his materials all over the place. Okay, he actually had things that he had went over with his team, and he said they are saying in the order, the request, that actual officers came in. And the officers just sweep. When they did a sweep, they scattered everything out of order. Okay. And it also says the officers seized Diddy's pens, leaving him with nothing to actually take notes while he is going through preparation and reviewing for the trial May the 5th. So Diddy doesn't have no laptop. Diddy doesn't have no pen. Diddy's notes are just all over the place. It is just catastrophic. And to top it all off, even in this place, Metropolitan Detention Center, there are constant sweeps. People are getting deleted out this place. It is chaos. It is pure chaos. Also in this order, okay, Diddy's lawyers compared, and I said what I wanted to show you guys. Diddy's lawyers compared his case, okay, to the deal the prosecutors with the Eastern District of New York agreed with, and let me make sure because this is YouTube guidelines, with the S trafficking case against Mike Jeffries, okay? And Mike Jeffries, he was released on a $10 million bond. They gave him a $10 million bond. And if I'm going to show you who they're mentioning Mike Jeffries in their case to get Diddy out because, and I'm going to show you the guy. And hello, you guys. Thank you for coming in. Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. And please, donate. Hit the like button. Let's talk. Hold your breath. The guy that I'm talking about that they're mentioning in this order, okay, comparing, well, if you gave it to Mike Jeffries, why can't Diddy get a bond? Mike Jeffries he was able to bond out on a $10 million bond. We're offering $50 million bond. This is the person that they're talking about. This is Mike Jeffries, okay? This is the gentleman that they're talking about in the request. I'm going to read the comments. Francine says he just needs to get used to it and become something else like Suge Knight, he said. Ugh. Casper, hello Casper, thanks for coming in. Casper says, yeah, because they got the proof he's guilty. We just not heard what he's done yet. Must be, yes. And see, Casper, I want you guys to know, and please hit that like button, you guys. Thank you for coming in. I want you guys to know people have already been seeing the videos. That's the wild part. People have already seen portions of these videos, okay? And I don't want to mention a specific magazine media outlet because they even did an article where they stated they saw a clip of one of those videos of Diddy holding the phone up a certain way and doing things with someone, okay? This was recent, okay? And also with this magazine, I don't want to put it out there, they stated, okay, Diddy had 500 mirrors at a party, okay? 500 mirrors. Just think about that. And the mirrors are based off of, I think it was like 100 or 300 mirrors, and Diddy spent allegedly $500,000 for these huge mirrors at these all-white parties. Now, just to give you a heads up, that's, you know, with Casper, they are already, the videos are already coming out. That's why Diddy's team had to hurry up and try to request for a gag order, you know, of potential witnesses, you know, putting a gag order, because things are already coming out. Things are already looming, okay? And I'm stating that, and the guy that you're seeing right here, Mike Jeffries, okay, this is who they're actually comparing. They're actually comparing. Sorry, R. Kelly. Oh, boy. Hold on, you guys. This gentleman right here. They're comparing P. Diddy, Sean Combs, to Mike Jeffries, because they said that Mike Jeffries was actually given a $10 million bond. He's out. Now, what did Mike Jeffries do? Okay, he was indicted. This is recent. He himself was indicted on a 16-count indictment that involved nothing but men, 15 men, okay? And each of those 16-count indictments, each of them hold 15 years to life, okay? Minimum, right? So they're basically saying, you let him out, okay? He received the bond, and Mike Jeffries is worth $300 million, okay? He's not even worth as much as Diddy. He's worth $300 million, okay? And in his case, he actually has his partner. I'm just going to do a quick one. And these are the guys. These are some of the guys as far as the allegations go in Mike Jeffries' case, indictment. Okay, he has a type, and Mike Jeffries, people have to understand, this is an older guy. This is how he is. And as you can see, he bonded out, and he was arrested in Palm Beach, Florida. I don't know what it is with Palm Beach, Florida. Rich says he didn't threaten anyone and attempted to. Well, Rich, okay. I'm not finna sit here and take sides, okay? All I'm going to say is this. If you have done something to a victim, to a person, and you have victimized them, right? And you have put them in a situation where you basically tell them, okay, if you want to come up and be a star, you have to do this. You are putting that person as a victim. A crime is a crime. Thank you, Lynette. A crime is a crime. Casper says he must have his plastic surgeon when he saw his eyebrows. Hello, you guys. The person that you're looking at is Mike Jeffries. If you're just coming in, Mike Jeffries is the person that was bonded out. Okay, he has a 16-count indictment for doing similar things, allegations, but the major difference between Mike Jeffries' case and P. Diddy's case is Mike Jeffries' accusers, all of them are men. All of them are men. And now, the picture that I'm showing you, this is what Mike Jeffrey is doing now. He's walking around in Palm Beach, Florida, because he was released right after you can't make this up. He was released, right? The same day, I want to say within the same week, let me not say the same day, the same week of him being arrested and indicted, he was able to get a $10 million bond and walk out with an ankle monitor. And look at his smile. Smiling. Hey, smiling. Right? So then let's get off this man. Let's minimize this. Let's minimize this. I want to make sure I have everything I'm talking about this man. Mike Jeffries, he has a 16-count indictment. Okay, each indictment, he is looking at a minimum of 15 years, okay, in prison, on each account. Okay, he's worth $300 million. Want to make sure I get him off my channel. Okay, not channel, but just get a quick look. This is the guy they comparing Diddy to. Diddy's attorney saying, you can let him out. If you can let Mike Jeffries out, why in the heck Why in the heck can't you let Diddy out? Why? Because Mike Jeffries don't even have as much money as Diddy. Why? Because Mike Jeffrey has accused, he's been accused of victimizing not one, not two, not three, but 15 men. Okay? And I'll even say this. I would even say this. Okay? Mike Jeffries accusers, you guys ain't even said nothing about this. Watch this. Mike Jeffries accusers, most, I'm not going to say all, but some of them, they have already showed their face. Look, they're not scared. They ready for the smoke. They're not scared. And I'm not going to say which one, but it's one person in the picture that I have. I'm not going to say because I support him. I really believe everything that he has said and I'm standing on it. I'm not going to say his name because he is a member of the YouTube where he is a YouTube partner. And I'm standing by this man's side. I'm not going to say his name because I don't think he needs any more of this mess, coming on his page. But just take note. You look at the names, okay? You look at the names. You do your research. I'm not gonna, but I believe everything this man has said on Mike Jeffries, and I am standing. I want it to be noted on Sunday. I am standing behind each and every last one of these gentlemen. And how dare they give Mike Jeffries a $10 million bond? How dare they give Mike Jeffries a $10 million bond? And even to the point, I want to make sure you guys see this. Okay? He walked out all smiles, with an ankle monitor on. I want you guys to think about that. Why am I talking about Mike Jeffries? Because he is the guy. And let me get him off this dang page. Let me get him off this page. Let's go back to Diddy. Let's go back to some real Diddy stuff. Let's get off this page, Mike. Get off this page. Now, Diddy, okay, they use Mike Jeffrey as a reason, saying, well, Mike Jeffries got out, and Mike says he's nonviolent. How do you know, Mike? How do we know? How do we? Anna says he's white. I didn't want to put it out there. Anna, you said it. I didn't want to say it. Hello, John. Thank you for coming in, John. What's up? Yes, we are talking about the new Diddy mess. Yes, this was Friday. Diddy's team has released another request for him to get out. And the reasons that they have stipulated, I'm gonna finish the 5 reasons. I'm gonna go back up for everybody that's new that's coming in. ACB says Diddy is too grimy to release, and Mike Jeffrey is as well. Now, I will say this, right? Everybody, according to America, okay, according to America's, policies, process. Yes, John, I am. Yes, and support. Now, everybody is supposed to be given a fair trial, all right? You're innocent until proven guilty, okay? So I want to put that out there. Now, with Diddy's team attorneys, they're stating that Diddy is not being given a fair treatment. He's being put in poor conditions, even where he is put at, okay? He is at this Metropolitan Detention Center that you guys are looking at. He's been treated, according to them, not fair. They're not able to even go over anything because the officers they have taken away his pens. The officers at this detention center, they are constantly doing sweeps. Oh, thank you, John. Thank you for, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, shout out to John. Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, John. And yes, the Herbal Goddess, don't forget to like, share, and comment, subscribe. Yes, much gratitude. Yes. And guys, yes, we're talking about Diddy on this Sunday. And trust me, once we get off this, I'm going to end this. I'm not ending it now. Okay. I'm not going to end this live now. But I promise you, I'm going to try to start doing more motivational therapy because based off of what's been going on in the world today, I mean, we all need some type of, motivation, okay, to do better, be better, and be great, okay? We don't need anybody to be in any more Diddy and Mike Jeffries situations. And yes, I'm going to continue to say Mike Jeffries. Now, in this this plea deal, well, not plea deal, but request that Diddy's attorneys, they requested Friday, just last Friday, they requested 5 things, right? They compared Diddy's case to Mike Jeffries' case. Why? Because Mike Jeffries, he was released on bond, on a $10 million bond. And they say, well, our client is putting their $50 million home up. And in addition to putting their $50 million home up, their mother, their sons, and others are co-signing for him to bond out. So I want people to understand they're really trying. Now, the fourth thing is they've cited new evidence. Now you guys know who they're talking about when they said this. They said, we are citing new evidence. They say it makes it clear that the government case is thin. They said the government claimed March 2016 video showing their client Diddy physically aiding, I can't say the word, his then girlfriend was a minutes-long glimpse into a complex, decade-long consensual relationship. Now they're mentioning this. They're mentioning this Friday in the request. They're mentioning this person. And I want to make sure, and that is why I keep mentioning, okay? They are really trying to make Diddy seem like, don't believe all what you see. It's not true. You only seeing a few minutes, and he was with his ex-girlfriend, Cassie, for over 10 years, well, almost 10 years. So you can't believe that video. And the video that they're talking about in this request to support their reason to allow their client, Diddy Combs, to be out on bond is, I think you guys know who the ex-girlfriend is, Cassie. They're talking about Cassie as their plea. Me personally, I wouldn't have mentioned Cassie. That's my potential, why mention her? Now, the fifth one is they mentioned how Diddy and his family, they need each other, okay? How does this come into play? And they said this. They said he has a minor now 2 years old, and his 2-year-old has not been able to see her father since he's been incarcerated and misses him dearly. These are things that they have stated in their requests, okay? And I want you guys to understand the video that they're talking about. They're talking about this video, okay? And this is just a clip, a screenshot, and I wanted to show it to you guys what they're talking about, okay? And give me one moment while I pull this up. Now, with this, I don't know if Diddy's getting out, okay? I'm going to be very honest. I don't know if Diddy's going to be out. And Anna, you said it best. John says, congratulations, PG, for your channel monetization and early events also for you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, John. And thank you guys for coming in. We're talking about Diddy. John says, I'm gonna get going. Thank you so much. And you have a great day. You have a great week too, John. Even more better week. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for the membership. And yes, you guys, if you would like to support, you can actually send us a super sticker. You can actually be part of the membership. This is Politic Graham. We talk about things that you are maybe not comfortable talking about in public, or you feel like your voice is not heard. Jason says he is a flight risk. I don't see why they would let him out. And see, Jason, things like that, what you're saying, this is the reason. This is the reason they are on. I want to make sure I show this. They're on, if you can see this part, I'm going to highlight what I typed. They're on their 4th attempt. They're on their 4th attempt. Okay? This is why they're on their quote-unquote 4th attempt. And I want people to understand the video that they're talking about. I'm going to make sure I show it to you guys. I'm going to read read these requests on why Diddy needs to be out. Okay, part of what they requested Friday. This is all new, right? All this is new, ladies and gentlemen. And it seems like it's getting more and more, like with these holidays coming up, Diddy's team is really trying to get him the heck out of Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. And if I have anybody from New York, shout out to New York, shout out to Brooklyn, shout out to everybody in the world. Thank you for coming in. All right. And Lynette, I'm going to actually, where are you, Lynette? Thank you for coming in, Lynette. I'm going to actually give you a jacket, Lynette. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate that, Lynette. Now, back to, yes, I pinned you. Thank you so much for coming in, Lynette. Now, back to, if you guys are just coming in, yes, this is new news. Diddy's team, they were denied. They requested a gag order. The week before. And Friday, the Judge Arun, this judge, he denied it. And the reason he denied the gag order on the quote-unquote potential witnesses, okay, and I'm thinking one of those witnesses would be this particular person. I'm going to show the video. This particular person that Diddy was seen in a video chasing in nothing but a towel, okay? In this particular video, okay, back in March of 2016, that particular video, that is one of the reasons you got Cassie, you got Courtney Burgess. I'm show him another time. That's why they tried to get a gag order on all these quote-unquote potential witnesses. But the judge denied it Friday. And the reason he denied it, he said, and I quote, he said his concerns do not outweigh an alleged victim's right to free speech. Now listen to what he just said. Free speech, right? And he said in his decision, I apologize for this misspelling. This is my typing that I did. All this is what I typed. He said in his decision, Judge Arun stated the First Amendment rights protects all of these alleged potential victims and victims. Okay. And he did also state this. He says not all alleged victims will be participants in the case, and a blanket restriction on their speech will silence individuals who may never have anything to do with the proceedings here. Okay. And in any event, he also stated this, in any event, less restrictive alternatives must be considered and rejected before imposing a restraint on speech. So basically he's saying, I'm not finna do it. Okay, we're gonna try other things before we get to that point, but we're not going to stop people from using their First Amendment rights here in America. Okay, I don't know how it is in wherever you are, Germany, Australia, wherever you are. I don't know how the litigations are and how the policies and rules are in your country, but here this judge is saying you cannot tell somebody not to say anything because you're taking their freedom of speech away. And that is part of the constitutional First Amendment rights. So that was his response into that. Okay. And they did this request the week before. All right. They did that request Diddy's birthday. Okay. Weekend. They did that request. Now, Friday also in response, they did another attempt to request Diddy to be bonded out. And in this request, they stated they offered again $50 million bond secured by equity in Combs and his mother's Florida home, with co-signers being his mother, his 3 sons, and others. In addition, they stated that Diddy will have a 24/7 monitoring services system on him, okay? And they also said Diddy will also not have any internet and no phone access, and this will all be he will be at his home in Miami. I want to make sure I state that. And that Miami home is the home, one of the homes that was raided, if you guys can remember that. And specific says Diddy is a 55th Street cousin. You feel me? And hello, you guys. Thank you for coming in this Politic Gram. Francine says, God bless you, girl. Hope to see you live again. And thank you so much, Francine. I'm going to give you a jacket. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you won't be cold when you come back. Now, I will say also in regards to what's been going on, they stated that Diddy would not have no internet access. He would not have no phone access. They're stating all this in the order that they requested this Friday. They did all this before Saturday. Now, they also said that Diddy's team will provide, a pre-approved visitor list to selected family members. And in addition to this request for Diddy to receive a bond, they stated that his family members, they will surrender their passports, as well as Diddy himself, Sean Combs, will also surrender his passport. Now, this is what all they're stating, right? Now, let's move to the conditions. The conditions why they want their client to be out of this place right here, Metropolitan Detention Center. They stated because of the conditions. Steve, hello, Steve. Thank you for coming in. Any Rico case, no bond, you already lost. Whoa. And see, Steve, I'm so glad you said that. I am so glad you said that. I was going to talk about, and it's funny that you mentioned the Rico case, because where I'm coming from here in Georgia, I think you guys know, I'm not going to talk about it today. I ain't going to talk about it today. I think I was going to mention some of it. But if anybody knows as far as Rico cases, Steve is absolutely right. Rico cases are very, very, very hard. Very hard to get out of, right? You have to be a top-tier attorney. Top tier. And one of the cases, and when it comes down to the Rico case, is the Young Thug case, YSL case in Georgia. If anybody's familiar with that case, and anybody knows with that Rico case, let's just say it this way. How did it end for Young Thug, also known as Jeffrey Williams? I'm just going to do a quick little picture of Young Thug. Okay, anybody that knows Young Thug, this is the gentleman that we're talking about. I crossed him out because he's no longer on the team as far as this Rico case. He had to make a non-negotiated deal in his Rico case. Non-negotiated deal, and this is just giving you a heads up of what it might look for Diddy, okay? With his non-negotiated plea deal, basically he had to plead to a deal without even knowing what the deal was. What's the deal? So with his plea deal, non-negotiated plea deal, he basically, stated, he agreed to, he will be banned from any Metro Atlanta area, okay? And Metro Atlanta is the area that he was born and raised in, that people in Atlanta and the Atlanta circumference, they know Young Thug. Also, Atlanta and Metro Atlanta is the area that Young Thug has his six children, okay, they were living in, okay? So Metro Atlanta is a very well-known place for Young Thug. So Young Thug had to agree to a non-negotiated plea deal, and part of his non-negotiated plea deal to his Rico case, okay, he had to basically find out on the back end that he has to be banned from Metro Atlanta, not one, not two, but for 15 years, okay? He cannot come into the Metro Atlanta area unless he is doing something as far as community services, unless he is doing things in regards to the other conditions that are on the special conditions that he was given, right? Why am I mentioning Young Thug? I'm connecting Young Thug, and I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to get more in detail with Young Thug tomorrow morning, okay? Because I'm very upset. I'm really, 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 really upset. And let me go back up. Young Thug, he actually did this non-negotiated plea, but his case, they basically, just to kind of give a short tale of it, basically said that he was over everything. He told all the players what to do. He told everybody, to delete people, when to delete them, how to delete them, what to sell, when to sell it. And he used his YSL record label that he co-founded. He used it as a cover up to be, quote unquote, a conspiracy to have, certain activities. I'll say it that way. Now, if Young Thug couldn't get out of it, right? He had to do a non-negotiated plea deal, right? A non-negotiated plea deal. Now, the good thing is, right, he is out. He did not have to plead to what they really wanted him to plead guilty to. That's good. But remember what I just said. The non-negotiated plea deal, one of the conditions, he has been banned from coming to Metro Atlanta for 15 years. Okay, 10 to 15 years. Now, if that happened to him, right? And I also want to state this. With Young Thug had not received no bond. He had been in jail for almost 3 years. He had been in jail for, quote unquote, what they say, 700 days. 700 days, no bond, right? So just think about that. Sue says, except to work. Except to work. Sue also, yes, that's also, he has to work. He can, but see, those are special conditions. You know what I'm saying? But he cannot be in the Metro Atlanta for 10 to 15 years unless, he is under those special conditions. And Sue, you're absolutely right. Unless it is pertaining to, quote unquote, work. Now, how does this go with Diddy? Because Steve said it best. He's like, any Rico case, no bond, you're already lost. Correct. Now, Diddy's case, I'm going to make sure you guys get an understanding. Diddy cannot even get out with putting his $50 million home in Miami up for bond. Okay? And they, for the fourth attempt, they are trying it. They requested it again Friday. They have requested it again. And I wanted you guys to, I mentioned Young Thug just to say, I don't think you guys know just how much Young Thug went through, right? I don't think you guys know just how much. I'm going to talk about a little bit of it, but I'm going to delve into it tomorrow morning, Monday morning, Easter time, okay? Now, with Diddy, I will say this, okay? Part of the conditions, they did say, I don't know if it's going to get approved. I have no idea if it's going to get approved. Part of the request from Friday, they're stating that his sons are going to co-sign the bond. His mother's going to co-sign the bond. Diddy will have 24/7 monitoring service, approved by security personnel. He will have no access to internet, and no phone access. And he will have pre-approved visitor lists. Okay. And also his family will surrender all their passports as well as him. This is just chaos, pure chaos. And why did they state this? Why are they begging for Diddy to come out? Because of this particular location right here, Metropolitan Detention Center. This particular detention center, they said the conditions are just horrible. How their client is being treated. Horrible. Okay. Now I will say this. With Young Thug's situation and the co-defendants in the YSL Rico trial, I'm glad you mentioned that. As far as Rico cases go, Steve. Steve says this is a person who had been given the keys to New York. Yes. And Steve, I am so glad you're talking about that, because look what has happened and what's going on with the mayor of New York, Mayor Eric Adams. We're going to talk. Look, you guys, I've been holding off. You guys, when I tell you when Monday comes up, please subscribe. Please hit that notification button. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be a wow, interesting, Wild West morning Monday. We're going to talk about everything because you're putting it in there, Steve. Like I stated, look what's happening to the mayor. Okay, the mayor of New York. Look what's happening to him. Brian says, hello. Welcome, Brian. Thanks for coming in. Brian says, cool time to get back to P. Diddying again. The good times. It's not funny, but it's funny what you said, Brian. Thank you for coming in. Vegan says, the Green Vegan. Thank you so much, Green Vegan. That Green Vegan says, Monday is a holiday. Monday is a holiday, but it is not a holiday on Politigram. And thank you for coming in. Brian says, it's P. Diddy time. Yeah, baby. Let the P. Diddy thing. Woo, Brian. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to give out some jackets. Got to give out some jackets. Shout out to Steve. Shout out to Sue. Thank you for coming in. Shout out to Brian. I'm going to give out some jackets. Thank you. Rich, thank you so much, Rich, for coming in. I'm going to give out some jackets today because, it's cold. We're talking about New York. We're talking about New York. And Brian, thank you so much. Now, back to the Diddy situation. Rich says, new subscriber. I have to because you're the truth and your platform is live. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what we're talking about. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, Brandy. Brandy, I love that name. Thank you so much. It makes me think about Brandy Norwood. If you know, you know. Kelvin, thank you so much. Kelvin says, Diddler going away forever. And see, this is why I'm wondering why Diddy's team put in what they put in their request Friday, okay? Because all what happened Friday, let me make sure that I'm making sure I actually added you, yes. Abdul says, can you scroll up? Yes, I will scroll up. Sorry. Now, with Diddy's request, they did a request Friday. It was denied. The request for having a gag order on potential witnesses such as Cassie and Courtney Burgess. The attorney, he actually stated, no, we cannot do that because the witnesses, they do have something known as freedom of speech and the First Amendment. Due to constitutional rights, you will be taking their constitutional rights away. And we will have to do other things before we get to that point as far as doing a quote-unquote restraint against their voice. And you're welcome so much, Brandy. Jason says, Diddy ever going home? I have no idea, but when we read these, what's going on, I highly doubt it. Because part of the request, they said Diddy, he's putting up his $50 million mansion in Miami, Florida again. He's having his sons, his mother, and others co-sign to this request, okay, to bond out. This is part of the, this is what they're stating, they're offering, okay, they're begging. And Vega says, Brandy is my cousin. Oh, she's your cousin. Hello, Brandy. Vega says, you're her cousin. Thank you so much for coming in, you guys. Please hit that like button. We're talking about the new request. And I will say it's monitoring, 24/7 monitoring service. They're also stating they will put that into the matter at hand. You know, they're going to provide a 24/7 monitor again, well, with Diddy if he gets out. Also, they stated that Diddy will have no internet, no phone access, and he will only have pre-approved visitor lists consisting of selected family members. Also, they stated that they will be surrendering their passports. Diddy will surrender his, and his family members will surrender theirs. Thank you so much, Child on Demand. Thank you so so much for coming in. And hello, Chris. Thank you for coming in. Sue says, let him beg. There was plenty of people that begged and he didn't care. And see, you see what you're saying, Sue? That is why I think, okay, I'm being honest. That is one of the reasons I think he's not going to get a bond, because they're looking at Diddy as a quote unquote high risk. Now, conditions, okay? His attorneys are saying, well, if you guys are saying all of this, you guys are saying all this, he's a high risk, okay? Let's break down why we feel our client should be free. Okay, they say he should be free because the conditions that he's in this center right here, Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. And shout out to Brooklyn, whoever's from Brooklyn, and shout out to New York. Okay, this is what's going on. And if anybody knows of Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, the MDC, put it in the chat what you really feel, because Metropolitan Detention Center has made a number of headlines. A lot of people have been deleted at this particular facility, where people are actually placed in this center before they have a trial. Okay, they have been deleted. It has been a number of just mess going on. Oh, thank you so much, Cass. He had no mercy. So no, you're right, Cash. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. People, I completely agree with you guys, because at this particular time, why does Diddy think he would get out? Right? Why? Why does he think he would really get out? Now, this is why they say they already know people have this opinion that he shouldn't get out because of how he treated people, how he has the history of, causing people, even on a business side. He owes people money, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as residuals go. On top of that, look at how he did his ex-girlfriend. Look at how he's done a lot of his artists, former artists. Look at what he did to Mace, right? Okay, we can talk about it. Charles says, don't put that in New York. We don't want him. No, Charles the man says we don't want him. and Jason says, you shouldn't be rapping people, Diddy. Charles the man says we are holding him against our will. Cheerful, hello, Cheerful, and would have word on why the FBI raided the facility. Exactly. That is what's going on with this particular detention center that Diddy is in, and what his attorneys are stating in their requests. They stated about this particular detention center that you're looking at. This is where Diddy has been since September the 17th. Okay, and they're stating, I'm going to stroll back over here. They're stating that, let's talk about the conditions. They put in this request that they put in Friday. They stated that, quote unquote, Combs is denied access to a laptop that they provided him. Okay, they provided a laptop, and Diddy needs a laptop to help go over and prepare to review the information that's needed for this upcoming trial for May the 5th. Okay, so he don't have access to the laptop. Okay, then on top of that, they took his pens away. Sue says Rikers, it's not Rikers. Okay, Rikers is before you go. Okay, Rikers is the actual prison. Okay, we're not talking about Rikers. Where he is actually at the detention center where they hold people before they go to trial, or before they, are found, quote unquote, guilty and have to go to, quote unquote, Rikers Island. Okay, I think that's what you're talking about. Steve says, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. And see, this is what people are talking about. This is why I really feel with Diddy's attorneys, they are not going to, how can I say this? I don't think they're going to get him out. Not as far as with this request, with their, what they're stating in this order. Child on Demand says, that's why he got lawyers. Why should he get a laptop? Nobody else have that access, and still their case gets presented I call BS. Yes. Jason says they have him under self-deletion watch. Now, they used to. They don't have him under that now because when you're locked up, okay, you're only under that watch for a specified time. He's not under that watch now. I don't think he's under that watch now. Brandy says at least the co aren't giving him special treatment. And Sue says left eye tear. Not. Yes, you guys, we're talking about what you're watching, what I'm reading to you guys. This is the actual request that Diddy's team actually put out Friday. Yes, they are trying to get Diddy out. Okay, they're saying Diddy can't take it no more because the conditions at the detention center he is at is very inadequate. He had his laptop taken away. He had his pens taken away. And because there have been the feds have came in, the FBI, they have came in and they are doing a full sweep, okay, an investigation of the center that he's located in, right? He has been affected. I'm going to read what they said. They stated how daily sweeps and lockdowns at the detention center prevents their client from meeting with them and having access to materials like pens and notebooks. They also said the officers have came in, okay? And welcome you guys from coming in. I'm reading the actual requests, okay? They're begging for Diddy to come out, okay? And put in the poll, do you think he needs to be out? They also stated that officers ruffled through Diddy's personal notes and left them scattered, out of order, and disorganized. The officers also took Diddy's pens away, which also has left him, okay, not able to take notes while he has to review the discovery and counseling calls, okay? This is what they're stating. And then Diddy's lawyers said they are comparing this case to Mike Jeffries, okay? And thank you guys for coming in. Cass, I got to give you a mad shout out for showing support with that super sticker. If you guys love what you see, you can hit that, donate to the platform. This is a platform where we welcome all. We talk about the voices that are not heard, and also if you feel like your voice is not heard of. That Green Vegan says, I wonder if he is by himself. Yes, he is by himself. To answer your question, Vegan, yes, Diddy is in an area where he is not with quote unquote, as they say, cellmate, okay, but he is in a certain area. He is by himself in a cell, okay, by himself. Jason says he wants his you know what, I don't think he had a cleaning. I'll say it that way. Because when you're locked up, those withdrawals are very bad. They're very bad. Busby, the rapper Busby, he said it. He said when he was locked up, they do not help you, okay? They do not. You have to help yourself. And anybody who's been watching, okay, there's a YouTuber online. He stated that he prayed that Diddy, went through the withdrawals prior to getting arrested, because Diddy going through withdrawals, if he was already dealing with those quote unquote, the DUR, I said that way, DRUGOKS, he is not having a nice time, because you go through sweats, you go through actual delusions. And I'm speaking on this because this is things that I've done my research on. These are things that Busby the rapper said he went through. Child on the Man says, no lie, I feel like he's going to hit Trump to do. Yes, and you know what? It's funny that you say that, y'all, because that is what people have been talking about when it came down to Donald Trump. Now, I'm going to talk about, we'll talk about that this week. We trust me, it's going to be so wild this week. I'm not even being funny. It's going to be so wild this week, okay? Of the topics to come in. I just wanted to do a live to hurry up and talk about this Diddy, okay, this Diddy request, because all this came Friday, okay? This came Friday afternoon. Jason says, yes, they are. And Brian says, Diddy gonna meet his forever man in prison. You are so wrong, Brian. You're not right. Ross says, I have been in jail 3 times, was cleared off of everything. I will bet 1 million he has no laptop, no pens. All you get is plastic fork, no knives, and only short gold type pencils. Ross, see, I'm glad. Thank you. You know what? You get a jacket, Ross, for that. You're going to get a jacket because you know what? I need that. You're going to get a jacket for that because this is what Diddy's teams are saying. Diddy's attorney, his team, they're trying to make it seem like Diddy is being treated inhumanely, poor conditions, because they're taking his pen away. They're taking his laptop away. They're saying that he's being denied of a laptop. They're saying that he's being denied of a pen. They're saying that when the officers had to come in and do a sweep of the whole facility, they're saying that they caused everything to be scattered and disorganized. And I'm glad, Ross, you have said it, okay? Because I was wondering, like, do you get a pen in jail? Do you get a pen in prison? Like, I thought you're not supposed to have certain things. And look what Ross said in the comments, okay? He said, I have been in jail 3 times, was cleared of everything. And congratulations, Ross, being cleared. You know, that's a lot. That's a lot. I will bet 1 million he has no laptop, no pens. All you get is plastic fork, no knives, and only short gold pencils. So if we think about that, right? Why in the world is Diddy team putting in this? I want to make sure I highlight. They're saying his pens have been seized. Of course they're going to be seized because Ross said it best. You don't have pens. You don't have pens. You don't have laptops. So of course they're going to actually what? What did I highlight? They seized Diddy's pens, right? And on top of that, he's being denied of a laptop. Okay, I'm going to highlight that. Denied of a laptop. So people have to understand. I think Diddy, I'm just going to be honest. I think Diddy is still going through that transition that he cannot get what he wants, right? He's still kind of going through that transition because, you know, you don't get pens, and people have to understand when it comes down to this particular center, Metropolitan Detention Center in New York, right? People have to understand this is a very controversial center of a detention center because people have been deleted. People it's being fully swept every week, and even the FBI has came in to deal with this particular location, right? In Brooklyn, New York. And I'm not gonna put it, look, it is what it is. Everybody's not like Diddy, okay? Okay, but shout out to New York. I gotta give a shout out to New York. I love New York. I love you guys. Now, I will say, with this particular case, I'm not sure if they're going to get Diddy a bond because this will be their 4th attempt. And they're actually, in this attempt, they're using the fact Diddy is not being allowed to have a pen as a reason to get out. They're using the fact that he's not being able to use a laptop as a reason to get out. Also, they cited the evidence, okay? They cited that the government's claim that the March 2016 video, and you guys know the video that they're talking about. You guys should know the video that they're talking about. I'm going to show it. This is the video that they're talking about. Let me go ahead and show it to you guys. This is the video. Okay. Of Diddy running down the hallway with nothing but a towel on. Okay. Nothing but a towel on. Right? And this is for YouTube purposes. This is disclaimer. This is actual copyright act, fair use. This is fair use, and this is my material. Okay. Now, with that video, they're stating this in this plea to get him out, the bond. They said that there cited new evidence that they say makes it clear that the government's case is thin. And they're mentioning the video. They said the government's claim that a March 2016 video showing Combs physically, you know what, his then ex-girlfriend was instead a minutes long glimpse into a complex but decade-long consensual relationship between who? Between Diddy and his then girlfriend. Notice they didn't mention her name, but we know who they're talking about. We know who they're talking about, right? And they also said, in regards to this, they mentioned Diddy's 2-year-old daughter. 2-year-old daughter. They said that Diddy has a 2-year-old and he has not been able to see her father. Well, she has not been able to see her father since he has been incarcerated and misses him dearly. That is what they are saying. Let me go into the comments. I'm sorry I got to read the comments. We're talking about this new request that Diddy's attorneys requested Friday. They put in this request, okay, right after this judge right here, he rejected their gag order request on the potential witnesses. He rejected it because what they wanted, they requested this on the weekend of Diddy's birthday, okay, the week before. And let me read the comments. Dat Green Fegan says, hit the 3 dots in the upper right corner and hit that like button. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, please hit that like button. You can even, if you support the channel, you can even put a, buy a super sticker, a super chat if you want. And also the poll, will Diddy be free? Put it in the comments. Also answer the poll. I have a poll going on. Do you guys think Diddy will be free? And thank you so much, that Green Vegan. Ronald says, peace and love from Philly and New York. See, I knew it. I told you. Thank you. Shout out to New York. I said it. Shout out to New York. Thank you, Ronald, for coming in. Jason says, Trump's not helping him no way. I don't know. Will he? Because look who he's helping. Okay. I'm gonna just show a quick little glimpse of somebody that Trump is helping but not helping. Okay, who is that? Rudy Giuliani. He's smiling, he's laughing. So I don't know, but we're gonna get Judy off. Okay, we're gonna get Judy off. And let me go back to what we were talking about. We're gonna get Judy off this page, but it seems like Trump is making Rudy Giuliani have a big smile on his face, but we'll talk about that at another time. Back to the Diddy. Jason says Trump's not helping him no way. To be honest, I don't think Trump helping anybody at this point, not as far as Trump got to get situated, because even with Rudy Giuliani, Trump allegedly still owes Rudy Giuliani $2 million, okay? And he hasn't paid Rudy Giuliani allegedly that $2 million that he owes Rudy Giuliani when he represented Rudy Giuliani during the 2020, election, okay? They tried to say it was an alleged election fraud. We're gonna, but I'm really wondering, because you are not the only one that has mentioned that. People have been speculating that when Donald Trump officially gets inaugurated, that he will allegedly, help certain people, and they have been putting Diddy's name out there, but I doubt it. You're absolutely right, Jason. I'm not sure if Diddy's going to get the help from Trump, because Diddy's case, it is too hot. It is too spicy. Ross says, only way he gets a cell phone. Ross, I tell you, you're coming. But you know what? Did I give you a jacket? Ross, did you get a jacket? You got a jacket. Okay. Ross says the only way he gets a cell phone if he pays the right people, or he has nothing. Whoa. And see what you're speaking of, Ross. I'm glad you're mentioning it, because there have been, quote unquote, rumors going around, because like I stated, Diddy is supposedly worth $500 million, right? And people are saying the only way he's going to be able to survive is pay people while he's being incarcerated at Metropolitan Detention Center. Okay, because there's a lot going on in that facility. Jason says it's poor conditions to him because he is used, getting to whatever he wants, whenever he wants it, and however he wants. And I'm glad you spoke about that, because even with the district attorney team of the Southern, okay, they mentioned this. They stated how Diddy, in their indictment, Diddy is used to getting what he wants, right? And if he doesn't get what he wants, that's when he quote unquote gets emotional and physical and verbal with people if he doesn't get his way. All what you guys are saying, that is what the gentleman, I'm going to show you guys, his name is Damian Williams. He's part of the prosecution team, okay? He's 42 years old, very young, and he's not playing no games with Diddy. I'm just going to show a clip. This is fair use. Going to show a clip. And this is what the indictment, a piece of what he stated in regards to Diddy, based off of, what was said in the comments. This is just proof.
Resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risk.
Now, these people, according to the guy that I just showed you, Damian Williams, okay, that's the name he goes by. His full name is Andre Damian Williams Jr. I know it sounds odd. How do I know his full name? I look things up. I do my research, okay? I do my research, you guys. Now, back into the comments. Yes, you guys, thank you for coming in. We are talking about the Diddy, yes, a new request, the fourth attempt of him begging to get out of this facility, okay? And the video that you just saw, that was a clip of the prosecutor, Damian Williams, okay? He is not playing any games. And if you guys don't know who Damian Williams is, and it's funny, somebody mentioned Trump. Yes, Damian Williams, he is part of prosecution, okay, in regards to even with Donald Trump up in New York. Like, we have to understand, when it comes down to New York, okay, I just want to make a note, and you guys can agree, okay, who all's from New York, okay, do not play games up there, because you go up there playing those type of games, they're not there. Because even with Donald Trump, that case in New York, that's the only case that has been tried, indicted, and he has officially been found, quote unquote, guilty of 34 felonies, right? All these other cases, they've either been postponed, they've been dismissed. But in New York, the case that was against Donald Trump, that was the only case that went through. And why do I mention that? Because look what we're talking about now. We're talking about Diddy, okay? Diddy, in the sense that this is his fourth time, he's begging to get out, okay? And his attorneys, they're stating that they're asking the judge to get him out because the poor conditions, he doesn't have any pens, he's not able to actually go over and review information that he needs for this May the 5th trial, and he's being denied of a laptop. And we already confirmed, Ross said it best, okay, he can bet $1 million that you can't get He said you can't get a pen, you can't use pens, you cannot have access to a laptop. And Jason said, and I think Ross said that. Jason said, it's poor conditions because he cannot get his way. And I just showed you guys a clip that basically in the indictment press conference, the prosecutor stated that when Diddy doesn't get his way, he was known to get upset. Okay, but the question is, how is he getting his way locked up when they are seizing his laptop? They're denying him access to his laptop. They're seizing pens from him. These are small things, right? And hello, you guys. Welcome to Politic Grant. Please hit that like button. Ron says, guys who are curious are gonna follow him around. That Green Vegan says, how can you make a jailhouse tattoo without a pen? And Jay says, good afternoon. Hello, Jay. Thank you for coming in. Jay Fox says, should have thought of that before being a criminal. Jay says, Diddy A-Town stumped that poor woman. Yes, and it's very sad. It is very, very sad that the video got leaked out. And then the reason I say that, because Diddy, we have to understand, Diddy had denied all this. Diddy made it seem like all this was just, it was the person wanted money. It was not true. But then that's when the video came out. Child on Demand says, so his two-year-old is more important than the rest of his children. Even his twins. Whoa, child, you put it out there. I didn't see it. And yes, you guys, we're talking about the new matters that's going on with Diddy. Okay, part of this request they did Friday, it said, and I quote, the Diddy's lawyers they compared his proposed package that they're offering to the deal with the prosecutors. They're comparing it to Mike Jeffries. And I'm going to make sure I read your comments. Suppose says they can't even spell. I typed this. Give me some break. I typed this. I was rushing. Kevin says Diddy is done. Kevin, Nish, thank you so much. Let me give you an actual. Make sure I add you if I can do it. Okay, thank you so much for coming in. Jerry says Trump helped Weezy. What in the world Weezy got to do with this? And April says he is not gonna get paid. Ruthie says hi from Cali. Thank you so much, California. Shout out to California. Vegan, you got a Cali girl. Hello, Ruthie. Bobby says Diddy going down. Calvin says ain't no party like a diddler party. People reputation gone. Child on Demand says Diddy needs to serve time. He needs to sit in consequences of his actions. If he gets out, then I will take that this country doesn't respect women. Imagine if it was your daughter. That's disgusting. Wow. I needed that. I needed that, child. I needed that, and I felt that. Child says, that's all I will say for now. You know what? Yes, drop it. Drop the mic. Yes, I love it. Yes. Ellen says, prayers for the victims. Exactly. And I want to make sure that we mention in this plea deal, well, not plea deal, they're requesting for him to get out for the fourth time. They compared Diddy's case to Mike Jeffries, okay? If anybody is familiar with Mike Jeffries, they're comparing it. Why? Because Mike Jeffrey, he was indicted with more counts than Diddy. A 16-count indictment to be exact, okay? And all of the victims in Mike Jeffrey's case were men, okay? So just think about it. We're talking about similarities that Diddy's victims are accusing Diddy of, but instead of it being men and women, in Mike Jeffrey's case, there were nothing but men. And with Mike Jeffries, the same week he was arrested in Palm Beach, Florida, he received a bond. He bonded out on a $10 million bond. And that is what they're using to say, well, if you guys let him out, why can't our client get out? And hello, Lindsay. Lindsay says the inmates are saying that it's not even Diddy in there, that it's a lookalike. And with his money, I kind of believe we should be able to see him so we know. Kevin says Diddler going down. Ricky says, hello, Ricky. Thank you for coming in. All being thrown out. Yes, Kev, thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. And Ruthie says his poor kids. Exactly. Kelvin says, think about all the not caught on camera. Exactly. Exactly. Santrip says, did he? Yep. Will he? No. Oh. Linda says, wrong at Jerry. Calvin says others need to pay as well. There are plenty more perps, including those present, who said or did nothing. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because that is why I want people to understand. A lot of celebrities, if you guys notice, they're not saying anything, right? People are not saying anything. They're not. And you also have to understand the key person, one of the key people, okay, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassie, she's being a voice, but she's being a voice behind her team of what? Lawyers, okay? And that is one of the fourth reasons they put in this request Friday. They cited that the evidence that the government is using against Diddy, the case is thin. The government's claim that the March 2016 video showing Diddy physically doing what they did to Cassie was a minute-long glimpse. These are their words, a minute-long glimpse into a complex but decade-long consensual relationship between Combs and his then girlfriend. Okay? Then they also mentioned the last thing, the fifth thing. They said Diddy has a 2-year-old, and she has not seen her father since he been incarcerated. She hasn't seen him, okay, since he was incarcerated. And she misses him. These are the things that are being stated. Now, Diddy is going through a lot. And I want to show you guys, and thank you guys for coming in and staying. Please hit that like button. We're talking about Diddy. Jay says, listen to Against All Odds. Pac knew about the rumors. Exactly. See, this is what. Now, see, if Diddy gets, I'm trying to be careful because I don't want no lawsuits. I can't afford it. Okay. If you guys want to support, if something happens, you know, you can donate to the channel. Okay. Hit that super stick. You can donate, because I don't want any smoke coming my way. Okay. And because I don't have it. I really don't have it. Now, why do I say all this? Because Diddy has, quote unquote, over 122 lawsuits, civil lawsuits, right? And in addition to these lawsuits, that's why they tried to do the gag order the week before. They tried to do a gag order on possible potential witnesses. They tried that. Now I'm going to stroll up and show you this gentleman here, Courtney Burgess. He's one of the potential key witnesses for the May the 5th trial that will start. This trial will start May the 5th, right? He's stating names, okay? He stated Usher, alleged. These are allegations, alleged, not me. He stated Usher. He stated Justin Bieber. He stated Jennifer Lopez. He stated, I'm going to read it. He stated Neo. He said Will Smith's son. He didn't say which one. He just said Will Smith's son. He mentioned Kevin Hart. Yes, Kevin Hart. Al B. Shore. These are people that Courtney Burgess mentioned, and it must be something to it. Why? Because according to this gentleman right here, we're talking about Courtney Burgess, who also wrote this book that is under his alias name, Jamal Millwood, that he has not received any royalties to, because when the book was released under Amazon, it was released under another guy, okay, another guy's name. And according to Courtney Burgess, he has his attorney now representing him. He's doing multiple interviews, and he stated that he's going to be releasing officially his book, okay, in his name, okay, because the book that has been going around on Amazon, it has made over $1 million in royalties. He has not received anything from it. And to top it all off, he stated that, and this is what got him into the predicament that he is now. He's in the case. He's a top tier witness, okay? He said he has 11 flash drives. He's personally seen 7 to 8 videos of these 11 flash drives. And he said that he's seen these people, okay? So because he stated that, he was subpoenaed, okay? He was subpoenaed to go to a grand jury hearing recently. And in addition to that, he was actually forced, okay, I'm gonna say it. He was told, okay, or they tried to put a gag order on him, okay? He was one of the potential witnesses. Diddy's team tried to put a gag order, but based off of what we are talking about today, okay, this judge denied the request to put any gag orders on anybody because he said due to the freedom of speech and First Amendment rights, you cannot tell somebody to be quiet. And he also he said that not all alleged victims will even be participating in the case. And he said, and a blanket restriction on their speech will silence individuals who may never have anything to do with the proceedings here. And in any event, less restrictive alternatives must be given and rejected before imposing a restraint on speech. These are the things that's been going on with this case. And I think it's gonna get even more worse at this point. Jason said if he gets out, he's going to try to intimidate jury members for his case. The man, I can't say that he basically did something to Kid Cudi's car. That's what Jason is saying in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I can't say it. Yes, Ruthie says prison for Miss Jennifer Lopez. Whoa, Ruthie, you coming in hard, aren't you? Ruthie says, rest in peace, Tupac. Rot in prison. Diddy. May God have mercy on your soul. Wow. Rich says, with the feds having 98% conviction rate, Diddy needs the Lord right now more than ever. And see, all what you guys are saying, this is why Diddy's team, this is his dream team. Okay, Anthony Rico and Alexandra. Now, she's the one that's been trying to have this, okay? She actually requested a third attempt, and her third attempt got rejected. I think she's also with this fourth attempt that was Friday. She deals with her as well as Anthony Rico. They are the ones that deal with appeals, okay? So a part of this dream team, you have Anthony Rico, you have Alexandra Soprano, and no, she is not related to the Soprano that was in the O.J. Simpson case. A lot of people thought that, and she says, no, I'm not. This lady, she's very young. Her name is Teeny Gregos. She is the daughter to Mark Gregos. Mark Gregos is attorney that represented Michael Jackson, Chris Brown. Yes. So she's very young, but she is the daughter to that attorney. Okay. If you can see the gentleman that I have down here, this is her father. Okay. The other attorney, he's the one that's really been making headlines. Marco Marco Agnifilo, he's been making headlines that caused a lot of people to be upset with him because he did an interview in a documentary under TMZ talking. Yes, Anthony Rico. Kevin says, yeah, I know. What are the names? Look, what are the odds? Look at the name. His name is Anthony Rico. Now, I will say this. I'm not trying to be funny about Anthony Rico, but I will say this. Anthony Rico, he's a good attorney. Now, I will say this. Out of all the 4 attorneys that Diddy has representing him, he is a good attorney. But my thing is with Anthony Rico, I don't think the others are strong enough because with Anthony Rico, he's not going to be doing interviews. Like Mark has, if you want to see Mark, you can actually see him on a TMZ documentary special about Diddy, and it's on Temu. So that's just to kind of give you a heads up of how this attorney named Mark Agnifilo is, okay? He actually is on a documentary on Temu. So just take that in for what it is. Now, because of Mark, he was going around speculating that, that the government is against Diddy. He insinuated that it was because of them being biased. And he insinuated that the government, as far as being biased against Diddy, he insinuated that they released that video intentionally of Diddy, okay? They did it intentionally, okay? Before the trial even started. Hello, Tal Mortar. Tom Martin, the only reason I put that, you say Diddy freedom. Yes, that's the question. Do you feel he should be free? That's the topic of this channel. Of this live. Now, with Mark, I want to state this with Mark. Mark has been going around so much talking to the point that the judge basically told Diddy's entire team, he put the entire team on a gag order, as well as the prosecution team. All because, I'm going to say it, Mark started going around talking to media outlets, okay? And to the point, everybody's on a gag order, okay? Mark can't say nothing. But my thing is, why would you have somebody representing you, Diddy, who is putting all this out there, right? And I know Mark means well. Mark's he means well, but it's the way things are being handled, because now it's people are already going to have their preconceived notions if Diddy should, stay in prison and never get out or be free. People are already going to have their ideas. But what doesn't help is I see Diddy's attorney on a documentary on Temu. I don't need to see that. I shouldn't have to see that at this point. And thank you guys for coming in. Please hit that like button. We're talking about Diddy versus freedom. Media says Trump is going to bail out Diddy. Trump does not want those Diddy tapes getting out. Media, so what are you saying? Are you saying Trump is on a Diddy tape? Are you saying Trump is on a Diddy tape, media? Ruthie says, of course, he should never, ever be free. Just wait until... Purpose, thank you so much, Purpose. Thank you so much for cruising into the chat and liking. Thank you so much. And hello, guys. Thank you for coming in. Hit that like button. Support the channel. Kelvin says, no viz of Trump. He's got a top... Oh, I cannot read that, Kelvin. And thank you for coming in, guys. The person that we're talking about is this person right here. I want to make sure we're on the same page. The person that we are talking about is this gentleman right here, Diddy. Yes. And today we spoke about, should Diddy be free? Why? Because Diddy's attorneys this Friday, they received, basically a denial. The judge denied the request they put out the week before, requesting that the potential witnesses for May the 5th, they wanted nobody to say anything. Okay. Basically, they wanted, basically what the judge put on them, gagged them. The judge gave them a gag order and gave the prosecution team a gag order. Diddy's attorneys came up and say, well, we want to put a gag order to the potential witnesses. Okay. That's basically what's going on. And why did they say that? Because of everything that's been coming out. Everything that's been coming out. Even in the point of this gentleman right here. I know you guys are going to get tired of me talking about it, but I got to talk about it. Why? Because all of this is coming up and about. This attorney, Tony Busby of Atlanta, Texas, not Atlanta, Georgia, Atlanta, Texas. He is currently representing 122 accusers against Diddy. Okay? And even with him. And thank you so much, Purpose. Thank you so much for congratulating me. Kevin says, Diddy will never be free. He secured a hot spot. Oh my goodness, not a hot spot. Not a hot spot. Hello, you guys. Put it in the poll. What do you feel? Do you feel Diddy should be free? Do you feel Diddy should be free? And the gentleman that you're looking at, this gentleman name is Tony Busby. He did a whole press conference. Do you see the number behind him? That's the phone number he is stating for so-called Diddy accusers and victims to reach out to his law firm. Okay? He actually invited the FBI to reach out to him and talk to him. Okay? He employed that during this press conference. And I'm going to show a clip of Mr. Tony Busby during his press conference October the 1st. Okay, all of this has been roaming. All this been coming up. So this is a piece from the actual press conference Tony Busby did, and this is before all this mess. Like these new witnesses are popping up everywhere.
We welcome the FBI or any authority who wants to come to us, and we're going to make that available to these victims because I think that's important. My suspicion is, based on talking with these folks, is that the FBI is just not aware of these people. The FBI has talked to some of these folks, and I'm going to try to encourage the victims to, in fact, talk to the FBI because I think they have some very important things to say.
Now, how does all this come into play? Because now Diddy's attorneys, I'm going to stroll back down. Diddy's attorneys, I'm going to stroll back down. They did a request this past Friday, requesting for these so-called potential witnesses. And the guy that I just showed you, Tony Busby, he represents 122, okay, witnesses for the civil lawsuits that's coming about, okay? Now, this particular case that we're looking at, I'm wondering, will the government, the prosecutors in New York, are they going to reach out to Tony Busby to actually perhaps have them become witnesses to this indictment? Okay? Because I want people to understand, Diddy has a 3-count indictment, okay? And the charges are racketeering, conspiracy, trafficking. Calvin says 1-800-GET-DIDDY. No, you didn't, Calvin. And the charges are racketeering, conspiracy, trafficking, interstate transportation for the P. I don't want to say it, but you guys can see it. Okay, so the indictment alleges that all of this transpired from 2008. You guys can see it, from 2008 until the present. So just think about how many years that's been, right? This is why people are saying that Diddy may not get out. Okay? Diddy is looking like this gentleman. I'm going to show you guys. He is looking like this gentleman right now. Okay? This is the gentleman that they're saying Diddy is going to be looking like in the next year. Okay, and the gentleman that I'm showing you is R. Kelly. Okay, need I say any more about R. Kelly? Now, with R. Kelly, I want people to understand R. Kelly was also at the same detention center that Diddy is currently at. Diddy is at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. And hello, Herbs. Hello, you guys. Hello, Mima. Thank you for coming in. Mima says, weren't the FBI involved with Diddy? I'd be afraid to speak with them without an attorney. Yes, see, this is what I'm saying, because imagine what people are doing and saying now. They're scared. And when I say people, I'm talking about these so-called people that were around Diddy, as far as just going to the parties, having fun, And now, with the person that you're looking at, R. Kelly was also at the detention center that Diddy's attorneys are requesting for the 4th time to get bonded out of, right? They're requesting this. And in regards to that, they're stating how poor the conditions are at this detention center that R. Kelly was also at before he ended up, being found guilty, convicted, and now he's in prison. Okay, let's just leave it. Let's leave R. Kelly like that. R. Kelly is in prison. He's not out, right? So Diddy, on the other hand, his attorneys are doing everything they can to try to get him out of this detention center that R. Kelly was in. And in this request, they mentioned Mike Jeffries as a reason, because they stated, well, Mike Jeffries was indicted on more accounts than Diddy. He was indicted on 16 accounts, similar to the accounts that Diddy has, but it's 16 of them. And Mike Jeffries was all with 15 men, okay? And the guy that I'm talking about is this gentleman right here. Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. Hold your breath, okay? Because Mike Jeffries, okay, yes, this is the gentleman he has a 16-count indictment that involves 15 men that are alleged victims to his alleged, I'm going to be very careful, what he did to the 15 men with his partner, this gentleman right here, who's behind him, his partner of so many years, and as well as this gentleman right here. All 3 of them were arrested. And Mike Jeffries, he was arrested in Palm Beach, Florida. Okay, 16-count indictment, 15 years to life, okay, for the trafficking, and up to 20 years for the other 15 charges, or should I say 15-count indictment, okay? This is Mike Jeffries, right? Now, why did they mention Mike Jeffries? Because Mike Jeffries has similar counts, similar to Diddy, but he has more. He has more counts. And to top it all off, I want you guys to understand, the indictment include him dealing with 15 men, okay? Him and his partner and another guy dealing with 15 men from the year of 2008 to 2015, right? And Mike Jeffries' net worth is less than Diddy's. His net worth is $300 million. And with all that being said, I want people to understand, okay, this is what Diddy's team are saying in regards to why Diddy, their client, needs to be released. Why? Because they say Mike Jeffrey was given a bond. He was given a bond. As a matter of fact, he got out the same week. The same week he was arrested in Florida. And according to what, like I stated, he has 16 counts okay, for dealing with 15 men. And each of these counts are a minimum of 15 years in prison. Okay? In prison. And I also want to make sure I state this. Mike Jeffrey was given a $10 million bond. And this is how Mike Jeffries looked when he got out. Okay? Smiles. All smiles. And on top of that, this is the day he was released, that he bonded out. Okay? He has an ankle monitor bracelet, and I want people to understand that he was the first to get out. Okay? Even his partner, okay, did not get out. Okay? And the other gentleman, I want to make sure I show him, James Jacobson, this gentleman, okay, he had a $500,000 bond as well. And his partner, Mike Jeffrey's partner, from when I last did the research, he hadn't got out yet. But these are the things that Diddy's attorneys are stating. Like, well, you guys, New York offered him a bond to get out. Why can't our client get out? Why? It's not fair. Now, I'm not going to put the speculations out there on why, but people in the comments have been saying why they feel this gentleman, Mike Jeffries, has gotten out. And hello, L. I'm very passionate. Thank you for coming in. I just, when I talk, I take what I do. I love what I do, and I'm very passionate. When you come on this channel, that's why I love doing things on the days in the morning time, because it's like a wake up energy. It is to wake you up, and it's to, lift people up, and it's the news. Eric Thompson says, why are they purple? This is my page, Eric. And when I say my page, I mean everything that you're seeing. These are things this is my research. This is what I typed up. This is what I did. Okay. And as you can see, for YouTube purposes, the credit is my platform, PoliticGram. Okay, that is the credit. And that's why it is what it is. Okay. And just to be proof to my point, as you can see, credit, PoliticGram, okay? That is why, because on the YouTube guidelines, you have to actually edit. You have to do your own original work. So what you're looking at, Eric, is my actual work. And yes, I took in the time. You might see some misspellings. Why? Because these are things that I actually type. This is my personal work, okay? So that's why you see what you're looking at. Now, like I discussed with Mike Jeffries, they actually mentioned it in this new request, Diddy's team. Okay? Now, I want people to understand, as part of this request, they're promising to the judge that Diddy's not going to fly anywhere. Okay, because him and his family, his entire family members, they're going to render their passports. Okay. In addition, Diddy will have no access to internet. He will have no access to phones. They're promising the judge all of this. Right now, the question is, will the judge actually allow Diddy to bond out on that $50 million bond that they are putting up? Okay, that Diddy is putting up, that is co-signed. This is also in the request. It's being co-signed by his mother and his adult sons, as well as others. Okay, so that is all what is going on in this request. And to support this, Combs' team said Combs has been treated unfairly in the Metropolitan Detention Center. But Ross, a gentleman in the chat earlier today, he stated it best. He said, and I don't know if anybody else is in here, but he stated it best: when you're incarcerated, your privileges of having an ink pen is taken away. Your privileges of having a laptop is taken away. The only thing that you have access to are those gold short yellow pencils. That is what Ross said in the chat. Okay, so I want you guys to understand, with Diddy's team, they're basically saying that Diddy's being treated unfairly because he doesn't have an ink pen. His pen was taken away, his laptop was taken away, and Diddy needs these things to prepare himself for the trial that's coming May the 5th. And hello, you guys. Thank you for coming in. Please hit that like button. I'm going to read the comments. Eric says, have you saved the file? Yes, sir, I did. I saved everything. I don't just, yes, I saved everything. Herb says, I bet our Carly Price snitched out Diddy about the parties, and all the famous people now will get a shorter sentence. Eric says, hey, I know Mike. Oh boy. Devoy says, is this person supporting Diddy? Am I supporting Diddy? Devoy, are you asking me, am I supporting Diddy? Okay, let me break this down. The page that you're on, this is Politigram, okay? This is Politigram. Okay, this particular page that you're on is a page that welcomes everybody. Okay, I don't quote unquote say I'm quote unquote taking sides. My job is to provide information and to provide information to people who feel like they don't have a voice. This is a place that welcomes everybody, right? So to answer your question, am I supporting Diddy? How can I support Diddy if I'm not taking a side, right? But I can say I do support the victims, okay? I do support any victim out there in the world that has been victimized. And when I say victimized, that has gone through the allegations that has been stipulated in this current indictment of Diddy as well. And I want to make sure I state this, as well as Mike Jeffries, okay? So I don't take sides of, okay, I feel sorry for the women and I feel sorry for the men, because in Mike Jeffries' case, all of his victims were 15 men, okay, part of the LGBTIQIA plus community. So that's why I say, for me, I pick the side that's fair and that is for the victims, okay? That's the side that I pick, okay? If that answered your question. Now back to the Diddy matter at hand. And OG Brand says, hello, child on demand. Kevin says, they got to stop these freak. Exactly. They have to stop it. And let me go back. Let me go down. And thank you guys for coming in. Hello, Sprinkle. Shout out to Sprinkle, Little Sprinkle. Thank you for coming in. Chantel says, they did not take his 2 older sons' passports. Now, see, I'm going to just leave it like that, what Chantel said, okay? And we're going to talk about why Chantel said that. Because if anybody can know, okay, his sons, I'm going to show the sons that she's talking about. His sons, Justin and Christian, these 2 gentlemen right here. I'm not going to talk about Quincy. I'm not going to talk about Quincy. Not yet anyway. But his 2 sons, Justin and Christian Combs and Justin Combs, they have had situations as far as legal matters go, okay? And even with Christian Combs, I don't know if it is an actual criminal case, but there was a civil matter going on with Christian Combs, this guy right here that I'm pointing at, right here, him. Okay, it was alleged that he had a female do something to him on a yacht. Sounds familiar, right? Now, him, I don't know what to say. Okay, I don't know what to say. And even with Justin Combs, these are things that's why I say for them, I think all his sons, all 3 of them, including Quincy, I think they need to just stay out of the light as much as they can, as far as what happened. And why did I say that? Because if you guys have watched my live, I mentioned with them, they almost got into an altercation at a Halloween party. Okay, they almost got into an altercation against who of all people. I cannot make this up. They got into an altercation with this gentleman right here, Ray J, Brandy's brother. I'm trying to see if I can give a better picture. Ray J, Brandy's brother. Okay, now this was at a Halloween party recently, and the people that stopped this, because Quincy Combs, Justin Combs, Christian Combs, all of them surrounded Ray J as if they surrounded him in a circle, like they're part of they're really about that life. Okay, they were arguing, chest bumping, and who came to the rescue? This gentleman right here, Chris Brown. Okay, Chris Brown, as well as this lady right here. I don't want to play the video. Okay, Hazel E. Okay, Hazel E. and Chris Brown came to the rescue, separated these three sons of Diddy's. Okay, separated, pulled them away from Ray J. Okay, all this is recent, right? And the only reason I'm mentioning this, because it is too much going on and it doesn't look right, and it's not going to help Diddy get out. Why I say this? Because it's online. It is online, okay, of this altercation that happened, right? And if I'm the judge, I'm going to be honest. If I'm the judge and I'm trying to decide whether or not Diddy's son's dad, which is Sean Combs Diddy, should get out, I'm going to take this into, I'm going to take this into consideration. Why? Because at a Halloween party, his sons, they could not control their anger. They got in a almost physical altercation with Brandy's brother, Ray J. Okay? Brandy's brother. And I want people to understand things could have went left, because based off of Hazel E., okay, she stated in an interview, she stated that Chris Brown jumped out of a car. Okay, he noticed that the sons are circling Ray J, bumping Ray J, acting like they was going to do something to Ray J, and she pulled Quincy Combs, Albie Shore's son. She pulled Quincy Combs away, and then Chris Brown, can't make this up, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Brown, he jumps out of a car and pulls Justin Combs and Christian Combs away with his arms, pulls them away, and they have a conversation. And according to Hazel E., the lady I'm talking about, Hazel E., this lady right here, okay, she's a well-known personality and rapper. She's known, you guys have seen her on Love of Hip Hop. She stated that when the sons were pulled away, Ray J, Brandy's brother, allegedly was with Amber Rose. Okay, this was all in the parking garage. Okay, after the Halloween party, Ray J runs to go get his backpack as if he's going to get something. Okay, quote unquote, get something, insinuating we were probably going to have another episode, okay, and things could have went left, okay. We were going to have something similar to what happened to Tupac and Biggie, okay. That is what Hazel E. tried to insinuate, because she said anybody that knows Ray J, and I've personally met Ray J myself, Ray J is not even 5'6". I think his height, Ray J's height, is 5'4". Why do I say this? Because I know my height, and I know the people that are 5'4", and I actually stood right by Ray J. But I'm telling you guys, okay, and this goes out to anybody, do not take the height. Don't get fooled. Don't fall for it. Ray J is really about that, okay? But the thing is, I don't care how Ray J tries to say he's about that, okay? Anybody can get got, okay? Because at the end of the day, he ain't but 5'4", okay? And his cousin is Snoop Dogg. Yes, his cousin is Snoop Dogg. But once again, Anybody can get got, and Ray J has not been part of no street life. Okay, but according to Hazel E, she said anybody who knows Ray J likes to carry backpacks that have backpack things, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. And she said, thank goodness they stopped. Okay, they stopped what could have happened because Ray J was going for a backpack, and things could have went left for Diddy's sons. Why am I mentioning all of this? Because of Diddy's freedom, because it doesn't look good for Diddy if Diddy's trying for the 4th time to get out of this jail that he's been in since September the 17th. Okay. Now, hello, you guys. Thanks for coming in. This is Politic Graham. We are talking about a lot of things, to be honest. We are talking about Diddy. And I'm just going to say what we're talking about today. We're talking about the Diddy request and the judge's decision that he made on Friday. The judge's decision on the gag order was, quote unquote, denial of a gag order. And I'm going to go and read the comments. Thank you for coming in. And my apologies for running so late. Confetti says Diddy is being treated unfairly. Welcome, Confetti. Why do you say that? I'm sorry for reading the comments so late. Charles says she's laughing at Confetti. Chantel says, well, think about the years of all the people, yes, were treated unfairly. Jason says, I bet he is going wild in a cell alone. Just him and his thoughts about what he's done. And Jason, I'm glad you asked that because we have to put into play. According to Diddy's attorneys, Diddy has been denied of the laptop that his attorneys tried to provide for him. He's been denied of being able to write with a pen. He's been denied of a lot of things. Little Sprinkle says, like and subscribe. Tracy talks. I'm glad you're still here, Tracy. She's laughing. Dilly says, Diddy is my Lord. And oh, wait a minute. Diddy is your Lord and Savior. Wait a minute. Dilly, you better be a troll. May Diddy and Trump have a... Confetti says he is guilty of, yes, on Cassie, but all the other charges are pretty unclear. Now, Confetti, thanks for coming in. I agree. Why? Because if you guys have been on my platform, you guys would understand when it comes down to Diddy's case and Diddy's matter, a lot of these cases that's coming up, they are civil lawsuits. In the present, Diddy currently has 122 civil lawsuits against him. Notice what I said, 122 civil lawsuits. Mima says, Confetti, you think they should be more even strict? I agree with you. Tracy says she doesn't support Diddy, just Donald Duck. Oh, Tracy, there you go, Tracy. Now I apologize for I'm so behind on the comments. Sue says, like father, like son. Confetti says, huh? So now you blaming Diddy for what his sons are doing? Now, I don't know who you're talking to, Confetti. I'm not blaming nobody. All I'm saying is it's not in a good light, okay, for Diddy's sons to be going out in public and getting in arguments with people and to the point where it becomes physical, because it is allegations allegedly what they were upset about with Ray J, Brandy's brother, what they were upset about. They were upset that Ray J has been doing interviews talking about Diddy. And I think I had spoke on it. I'm going to stroll back up to Ray J. Okay, in regards to Ray J, he had did an interview, okay? According to TMZ, Ray J was set in a third installment of a Diddy documentary on Temu. Why are people going on Temu talking about Diddy? Why? Just go to 50 Cent. 50 Cent is working on a tell-all documentary right now, okay? It's going to be better than Temu, okay? But Ray J, just like Diddy's lawyer, okay, did an interview with TMZ in a Diddy documentary. And with this matter, his sons, they were upset that Ray J he's been going around doing interviews. And according to media reports, Ray J did an interview recently and spoke on Diddy's circumstances. And this is what he said. He said, and I quote, according to an interview he did with Kumu, okay? He said, we've all been around him, talking about Diddy, at least in my era, and I have looked up to him. And this situation is super unfortunate, but it's important to learn a lesson right now and ensure the next generation understands how to move differently with transparency and integrity. Now, my whole thing is, I don't know, right? Because my whole thing is, the land that I live in, the country that I live in, you're innocent until proven guilty, okay? And this goes out to all these so-called celebrities, and yes, I'm using that term very light, okay, with Ray J, Mario, Ty Dolla, and Amber Rose, and all these celebrities. I want to be very fair. Usher, Justin Timberlake, Jennifer Lopez, Nia, all these people that's being put in this mess, okay? I just want people to understand, okay? Everybody knew what Diddy was doing. And even if you didn't know the levels of what Diddy was doing, what I'm saying, what everybody knew, you knew Diddy was not that good as far as, how he did business with people. People knew that Diddy had a temper. People knew. These are things that people knew about Diddy. Now, as far as these quote unquote serious allegations goes, that's in the air. Now, I'll say this. I'm going to stroll down. It is speculations going around because there are videos that's going around, and some people are seeing these videos of Diddy doing things with people in the videos, right? Doing things. Now, in one video, I can say we've all seen one video, and that is of Diddy with Cassie in that March 2016 video. And that's one of the things that Diddy's team is mentioning in this, okay? In this new request for him to get out of this jail that he's in. They're saying that, and I quote, they cited new evidence. They say makes clear that the government's case is thin. And they stated how his then girlfriend, in a minutes-long glimpse, it was into a complex but a decade-long consensual relationship. So basically, they're just saying that, okay, we're all looking at a few-minute-long clip of something, and this was already a toxic relationship between Diddy and Cassie, and that people should not judge, and, this is their stance, right? Also mentioned how Diddy himself has been away from his 2-year-old daughter. Okay, has been away. Now, the 2-year-old daughter, I think they should have just left that out. That's just my personal opinion. I think they should have left that out. What they should focus in on, as far as, I'm going to be honest. If anything, maybe Diddy needs to move to another detention center. Okay? Because I don't know if he's going to get out as far as a bond go, because we have to play into matter that this is his 4th attempt. This is his quote unquote 4th attempt of getting out and trying to get out on a bond. And each time he has been denied the last 3 times. Now, this judge, this could be my last time talking about it as far as this portion, okay, before I move forward. But this particular judge, he already knew what was to come. He knew what was to come. Okay. This particular judge was the 2nd judge, and his name is Andrew L. Carter Jr. Okay. He was the one that saw Diddy at the hearing on September the 18th. Okay. And he recused himself out this whole case. Why? Because Diddy did not want to do a speedy trial. So with him, he just dropped out. He said, I don't want nothing to do with it. I have a life. Okay, move forward. You don't want to do a speedy trial. Let's get you a judge that can assist. So that is when this judge came up, Judge Arun. Okay, so he's the third attorney. Okay, so people have to understand Diddy was arrested September the 16th. Okay, this is November. From September to November, there has already been 3 different judges. Okay, and the trial starts for now May the 5th of 2025. Okay, now I want people to also take note because of what I did with my research. Okay, what I highlighted, what I typed. Okay, the prosecutors, they're alleging they have already interviewed 50 witnesses and victims, and they have obtained dozens of videos depicting Combs doing something. Okay, and they also said they have already obtained 130 phones. Okay, yes, you heard right, 130 phones. And I'm just kind of mind blown at the fact they have 130 phones. And then what are in those phones? Sue says, yes, I'm blaming Diddy for what his sons do. How do you think they learned it? Oh, true. Child on Demand says Brandy's brother, he don't even have credibility without being mentioned with his sister. Whoa. Chantel says they truly are about that life. What's in you will come out of you. Now that is some deep. That's real. Child Demand agrees with Sue. Confetti says that doesn't have nothing to do with his charges. There would be a lot of black. Here we go with the This is Confetti saying it, not me. Confetti says there would be a lot of black single mothers in jail if y'all faulted the parents for a child's actions. Now, Confetti. Now, if you want to put it out there like that, now my question is, if we're going to put it out there like that, then should somebody else be held accountable? Because we also have to understand Diddy comes from a single parent home. And also Diddy comes, if you look up what his father was and how he passed away, and that's a whole nother story in itself. I really believe in the fact that you have to have a strong foundation with how you are raised, as far as how children are being raised. Now, I'm not saying all single mothers, are bad. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying this is for single mothers, single fathers, anybody that's a single parent. You have to make sure you have a strong foundation with your child, because you can go either way, right? Why? Because if you're a single father, then that child is gonna look for a mother, a female. If you're a single mother, that child is going to lack that strong foundation that a male role model provides, unless you can hold it down. And that's why I have the utmost respect for anybody that's a parent, okay? Be it if it's a two-home parent, you know what I'm saying, or a single parent. I do have the utmost respect, because that is a gift that, the universe provides, that some people cannot be able to conceive a child. So it is a blessing. I do commend all the parents, out there, right? Because it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be able to raise a child, right? Raise a child in addition to providing for not only yourself, but when you bring that child into your home, be it if you adopt the child, you conceive the child, when the child comes into your home, it's no longer about you anymore. It is about you and that child, and specifically that child. So I commend anybody that's a parent, right? I commend the single parents, the single fathers, the single moms, parents that are married. I commend it, because at the end of the day, you can have all the money in the world, but it takes another level to be a good parent, to be a good mother, to be a good father, because we don't want to have anybody, else in a system as far as being in the prison and as far as being in this situation like Diddy. Okay. And I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes as far as Diddy's mother. I'm not trying to talk about Diddy's mother, but you got to look at it. All this is going on. Who was talking to Diddy? Because there's no way the FBI should have confiscated 130 phones when they did the raids at his homes in Florida, Miami, and his home in California. They should not have been able to confiscate 130 phones. Whose phones was this? Was this all Diddy's old phones and new phones? What's going on? And I want people to understand. Let me make sure you guys can see it. They obtained laptops, tablets, iCloud accounts, and other devices during their investigation. And I want to make sure people understand the person part of this prosecution team. His name is attorney Andre Damian Williams Jr. He's a very young guy, but very, very well experienced. He is, I think, 42 years old. I mean, he's done a lot. When I say a lot, this gentleman, he has been dealing with the Donald Trump case that they won in New York. He also dealt with, because he's over the attorney general, he's like on a whole nother level, okay, when it comes down to the United States attorney's office, right? He's over a lot of different sectors, right? So with him, he not only has seen and dealt with indirectly, you're talking about R. Kelly, right? You're talking about Donald Trump. You're talking about even now the current matter with Diddy. You're talking about any highlighted case within the past since 2020, 2021. This man has dealt with, when it came down to, I want you guys to see the federal crimes, okay, and litigation on all civil matters. Now, how does this come into play? Because even with Donald Trump's matter, right, Donald Trump lost a civil lawsuit in New York. And people don't understand. He lost a civil lawsuit. He lost it. He's lost a number of civil lawsuits now. I'm thinking about it, okay? Let's just say it this way, because I'm going to talk about that another time. But let's just say, in regards to Donald Trump, due to some of attorney Damian Williams Jr., okay, him being the top tier attorney in New York, okay, I said it that way, Donald Trump owes over $400 million. I'm trying to think, 389 on this one, and then 200. So over $400 million, okay? And Donald Trump is even now in the present, he is appealing all these civil lawsuit cases that he lost in New York in the present. And Donald Trump is the president, the person that won the 47th position as president. So I want you guys to take that, into perspective, just how serious this attorney that we're looking at, attorney Damian Williams Jr., who is on the he's the U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, okay? And in addition to that, he holds a chief federal law enforcement as the United States attorney. So he supervises, okay? He supervises investigations and prosecutions of all federal crimes and litigations, okay, that in that district. So I want you guys to understand just how important and how serious he is. And he is dealing with this case that we're talking about, Diddy, okay? And that is one of the reasons I think Diddy is not going to get that quote unquote, let me stroll back up. I'm going to stroll all the way back up. I don't think Diddy is going to get a quote unquote bail. And this is going to be his, not one, not two, but his fourth attempt in trying to get out. And one of the persons that I'm wondering, Young Miami, will they call her as a witness? And another person, I already talked about her, Gina. Gina. They might bring her, but I don't know. But she did interview. She did an interview on YouTube. You guys can check it out. Tasha K. She did an interview. She said how Diddy, just to show how he had a temper, okay, and she was having an alleged affair with Diddy while Diddy was dating Cassie, okay. And in an interview, she said Cassie personally called her, okay, and had a woman-to-woman conversation with her and asked her to leave Diddy alone, right? She had that's my man, but respectfully, okay, back off. Now, with Gina, okay, she stated in an interview, you guys can look it up on Natasha K. Shout out to Tasha K. She stated how Diddy was physical with her and how Diddy offered her $5,000 to delete a baby. And when she was dating Diddy, she was only 26 years old, and Diddy back then was 43. Now, fast forward, okay, that was 7 years ago because Diddy celebrated his 50th birthday last weekend locked up. Okay, so these are people that I'm wondering, will the prosecution team, will these be potential quote unquote witnesses for the May the 5th trial? Because I'm going to be honest, Young Miami had a lot to say, okay, before this indictment and before all this came about. She had a lot to say, right, about this lady Gina, okay? Even in a tweet, okay, I'm going to read the tweet that she said, but I think she deleted it. She deleted it. This was in 2022. She said, and I quote, "Gina, you've been down bad even since I came into the picture. You've been crying for a baby for 10 years." Now, she throw shots at Gina because just like I stated, Gina was the same person that on Tasha K interview, she said that Diddy offered her $5,000 to delete a baby, right? Delete Diddy's baby. So that's when Young Miami in a tweet, this was back in 2022, December 2022, she said, you've been crying for a baby for 10 years. You've been around as a bee that eat pee, and when he feel like it, you an eater. You the same that was crying on Tasha K because you wanted poor sushi. Now, this is a tweet that Young Miami said. And see, when you say things like this, you have to be careful what you say online because Young Miami, she deleted that tweet. But look I found it. I found it. Okay. Boom. Now, I would say that because now look what's all been going on. Look what's all been going on now. And with Young Miami, she's, not with Diddy, okay? She's trying to, keep her brand clean. And Diddy was the same one that actually helped her start her own show on Revolt, to the point people now in the hip hop world, I'm not gonna lie. They compare her, and she compared herself. They compare her to, they say she's the hip hop version of Oprah Winfrey. That's what they're saying because she does interviews. She's doing actual, real, interviews on Revolt. So I mentioned that to say that all this is coming back on the back end. All this is coming up, and I'm going to go back into the comments. And I'm sorry, and then go back down. Humanity says Diddy's sons better stay out of Cali. It is safe in Cali for them. And see, human, that's why I say people need to understand. These so-called celebrities need to understand that, you don't live our lives, right? These celebrities, including Diddy's sons, they don't live regular people lives. And when I say regular people lives, I don't know how it feels to hop on a jet plane because I don't want to be I don't want to take coach. I don't know how it feels, to actually, spend $100,000 within 4 hours. I don't know that. I don't have a $500,000 car in my garage. I don't know that life. I can't even rent a $500,000 car or $200,000 car. So this is why human nature, you said it best. Diddy's sons better stay out of Cali. It ain't safe in Cali. If you're not about that life, stay out of it. That's all I'm saying. Stay out of it. Because I'm going to be honest. The reason people were scared and, were scared, I don't know if they're still scared of Diddy. The reason people were scared of Diddy was because Diddy had money. Money holds power, but only to so much, okay? Because once your brand gets deteriorated, that's when they throw you out. And I think that's what's going on with Diddy. That's why, because I'm going to be honest, Diddy's not the only one, right? Diddy's not the only one. And when I say not the only one, I don't want to put it out there that, he's guilty on all this. No. When I say he's not the only one, he's not the only one that has done certain things that made people mad and used it for his, personal gain, right? And also, he's not the only one with money that is arrogant, that uses his power to be physical with people, period. Because Diddy is the same person people are trying to put out there. He did some things that when he didn't get his way, he scared people. He hired people to do things for him, such as someone said it in the comments. He actually had a rapper that Cassie was dating named Kid Cudi. Cassie mentioned it in the files that someone actually set Kid Cudi's vehicle on what. Okay, they said it on what. So these are the things that when people have money like that, they think they can just control things, right? And do things without even moving. Like, I can call this person and say, do this, right? And I think with Diddy, his brand is not the same as it was during the time Biggie was alive. His brand is not the same as it was when Tupac Shakur was alive. Diddy now is 50 years old. And Diddy has, made a lot of people upset. A lot of artists are no longer on his label. Some artists even now are suing Diddy in the present. So all these people that has been in Diddy's circle, including Jennifer Lopez, I'm wondering, will they be at the trial May the 5th? Okay? Because Jennifer Lopez, people have to understand, Jennifer Lopez, she had so much to say during the rally in Las Vegas to support Kamala Harris and tell people to vote for Kamala Harris, right? She had so much to say then, but she has nothing to say about the victims in this Diddy case. She had nothing to say about this person right here. Not that person. She had nothing to say about this lady right here, Cassie, okay? Because Cassie is the one that was in the videos. Cassie is the one that actually, not videos, but the video that got leaked out. And Cassie is the one that won that lawsuit that she sued Diddy and gave him 24 hours to provide her request of $30 million. Now, the actual amount that he gave her has not been released, but it was I don't know. Let's just say they didn't give a number that he gave her, but it was some money in the millions that he rewarded her within 24 hours. Because in that filing, she basically stated, if you don't provide the $30 million that I'm requesting, then I'm going to come out. I'm going to say this, I'm going to say that. And sure enough, Diddy did he provided some money. I'll say it that way, okay? But the thing about that is it all was too late. Why? Because that's when the video got leaked. And Young Miami, I would say this. I think Young Miami, she just don't want to be bothered with any drama. She don't want to be bothered with any drama. Because now her show is still going on. Carisha Please. The show that Diddy helped jumpstart. Okay? Carisha Please is now in season 2, season 3. And remember the first episode that Carissa Please had, it was of Diddy and Young Miami together. That was their first episode, and that was her first guest, Diddy himself. But like I stated, the times have changed, okay? And Diddy is currently, it seems like every week is something new, another civil lawsuit. And Lynette said it, I think Lynette was the one that said it in the chat. She said it best, that parents should be also sent locked up, okay? The parents. And hello, you guys. Thank you for coming in. Going to go into the chat, back into the chat. The leaders, Charles the man says, the leaders didn't have a laptop to have a fair trial. Let's go. Whoa. Charles, what? I'm sorry. Charles, what is going on? Charles the man. Confetti says, I do believe he needs to be tried of his crimes, but not being able to research your case. I've seen the leaders get bail when there was way more proof than what is on Diddy. Now, Confetti, we don't know what's all the proof, because, like I stated earlier, there are videos, right? And there are videos of Diddy doing things with people in those videos. And even in the indictment, I want to make sure that we are on the same page. Even in the indictment, the prosecutor himself, Damian Williams, did a press conference. I mean, they already stated, okay, they have, on their end, they have interviewed 50 alleged witnesses. I know it's more now. They have interviewed 50 alleged witnesses and victims. They personally have dozens of videos depicting Combs, okay? And they also have at least 130 cell phones, laptops, tablets, iCloud accounts, and other devices to support their case. So I don't know what all they have. I don't, but what I do know in regards to these civil lawsuits, okay, with these civil lawsuits, they keep coming, a new civil lawsuit comes out every week, or it's like at least every week or 2 weeks. And I want to go back to Busby, because with him, this gentleman right here, Tony Busby, the attorney that's representing 122 clients against Diddy, he stated it himself. Some of his clients, they have records of, as far as police reports, as far as when they went to the hospital. Okay, so these are things that he said on his end that he has. Okay. And Super Saiyan says they have video. That's what I would say exactly. And hello, you guys. Thanks for coming in. This is Politic Graham. Now, I'm going to say this because I want to make sure. Let me go back down. I want to stay on accord. Let me go down. Thank you guys for coming in. We are talking about the Diddy. Yes, Friday they did another request, his team. Now, done talking about that. The next topic is Young Thug versus Gunna. Okay, Young Thug. If you guys don't know, he was released on a non-negotiated plea. And I'm going to get to it right now. The person that we're talking about, Young Thug, he was released on a non-negotiated plea. And the non-negotiated plea, after being in jail for 700 days on a Rico case, okay, I'm going to actually state what those conditions were. Let me stroll down, okay. With Young Thug, just to kind of give you guys a brief on him, he pleaded guilty to one count of a G charge, a gang charge, three drug charges, and 2 pop charges. He also entered a no contest plea on another charge and a racketeering conspiracy charge, meaning that he decided not to contest those charges and accept punishment for them. Now, with this was, I want to repeat this. This was a non-negotiated plea deal. Non-negotiated plea deal. And let me read the comments. Diddy for prison 2024. Don, you're not right. Don says Diddy for prison for 2024. Chris says 155. Oh my goodness. Let me scroll down. And thank you guys for still coming in and hanging in there. With Young Thug, I want to make sure we understand. This plea, in my personal opinion, this was not right. Because it was a non-negotiated plea, meaning that he had to accept the plea without even knowing what the plea deal was. Okay. So he accepted the plea, and with the plea deal, count one that he plead guilty to, it was 20 years to serve 5 years commuted to time served balance of 15 years to be probated with a fine of $25,000. So with count one, he had to pay a fine of $25,000. And I'm sorry for my typo, $25,000. With count two, he was sentenced. His sentence is 5 years to serve consecutively. That minimum sentence permitted to the count in required to run consecutive to sentence count one. Okay, I'm just reading the actual counts and what the sentence was. Now for count two, okay, it's going to be ran consecutively to count one. It's going to run consecutive to count one, and after he serves 15 years of probation successfully, then at the end of the 15 years, the judge will commute the entire rest of that 40-year service. Okay, now with this count two, Young Thug would have to also pay an additional fine of $15,000. So the first fine of count one was $25,000. The second fine for count two of pleading guilty is $15,000. Now, count 57. Count 57 is a 20-year sentence to serve 5-year commuted to time served with the balance of 15 years probated concurrent with count one. Count 58 is 10 years to serve 5 commuted to time served concurrent with count one. Count 61, 5 years to serve, that is required to be also a consecutive to count 56. Okay, backloaded. Now, count 62. This is all Young Thug. All Young Thug. Count 62 is 10 years to serve, also required to be served also. Okay, consecutively count also as a backload. Now, remember when I said these special conditions? Okay, the special conditions. Now, that is what really got me with Young Thug's condition. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because what Young Thug has showed, okay, that he does not want to be affiliated, quote unquote, with Gunna. But as part of these special conditions to this non-negotiated plea, the judge did tell him that he can still do business with Gunna. Okay, he can still talk to Gunna, but only on business terms. But see, now this is my thing though. Okay, Gunna and Young Thug, anybody who knows what Gunna did, Gunna copped a plea, okay, back in 2022, okay, December 2022. That was months after he was indicted with Young Thug back in May of 2022. So Gunna didn't last. Gunna folded. Gunna folded so fast. He folded like really fast. Now, how does all this come into play? Because now, and this is what I'm talking about, I'm going to show what Young Thug, this is coming up as far as what he posted, and he deleted it. People are talking about this. Okay, he posted, and give me one moment. I'm going to show you guys what he actually posted. Let me see. Where is it? Hold on, you guys. I apologize. Nope, not that. Sorry about that. He posted a comment. He tweeted it, but he ended up deleting it. What does this say? And this was on his page, Young Thug's page. He said, and I quote, "Gunna, stop acting like we friends on the internet. I don't know you, my guy." Now, with what was posted, this made a lot of people say, you know, Young Thug is not really want to do, he don't want to be bothered with Gunna at this point, right? He doesn't. Now, all this is coming back up. Okay, he put this up in a tweet, he deleted it. He said, now quote, "Gunna, stop acting like we're friends on the internet. I don't know you, my guy." Now, all this is coming up because after he got out, he released this. Okay, he released this post. Okay, to Lil Baby. He said, "Wham, let's drop one of these rats, Peter." Right? Now, I'm stating all this to say, and I'm mentioning all of this because when it comes down to Young Thug, and also known as Jeffrey Williams, when it comes down to him, he had to do a quote-unquote plea deal, a non-negotiated plea deal. And the special conditions on this quote-unquote plea deal, and I want to make sure I want you guys to understand, with Young Thug's total sentence, it is 40 to serve the first 5 years in prison, but commuted to the time that he has already served in custody, and will be in custody if he doesn't successfully complete the 50 years of probation, right? So with these conditions, now this is my problem. I'm just going to touch on it a little bit. Now, with these conditions, he basically has been banned. According to, I'm going to make sure, you know, we're on the same page. The judge stated, after 48 hours from his release, okay, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, he cannot be in the metro Atlanta area for the first 10 years, okay? And he can only come to metro Atlanta if it's for wedding, funeral, graduation, high school, graduation, college, or immediate family issues, illnesses, okay? And also she stated that he can go to a location to events up to 24 hours, but he must leave within 48 after ending of event, okay? And she also stated each year of the probation, and he must do this for each year of the probation of the 15 years. He is required to come to Metro Atlanta area and make a live anti-gang and violence presentation 4 times a year. Now, I want people to understand, and I'm trying to see if I saved it. Soon after Young Thug got out, Young Thug was not playing games when he got out. He hurried up and started doing these presentations, okay, soon as he got out. And I wanted to show it to you guys if I think I saved it. But basically, right after he got out of jail, he actually did a presentation at a law school, Emory Law School, by phone, okay, via phone. His lawyer, Brian Steele, actually did an actual presentation to some law school students, and they had, yes, you're listening, they actually had Young Thug do a presentation in the Emory Law School class via phone. I cannot make this up, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, that is what, and the person that I'm showing, his judge, Brian Steele, he actually had a class. And Young Thug started, like I said, Young Thug is trying. He's not playing no games. Soon as he gets out, within a week, he's already starting his presentation, starting, required community service hours. Okay? Because a part of the special conditions, he has to make a live anti-violence presentation 4 times a year, each year of probation. Okay? 4 grade school, middle school, a boys club, or anything such as that. And Emory School of Law is right on that list. Okay, that's an example, and that's what Young Thug did recently. I'm going to be able to show you that video maybe the next live. But yes, Young Thug he's trying. Okay, Jeffrey Williams is trying, and also part of his condition. They said if he wished, he can include benefit concert presentations may count towards his required community service hours. And how many hours he has to do for the next, 10 to 15 years? He has to do 100 hours each year. Okay? And let me stroll down. And hello, you guys. Thank you for coming. Please hit that like button. And yes, Dons, you're right. They did offer Epstein, okay? And he's not even here no more. He's unalive, unfortunately. Now, back to Young Thug, okay? Part of the special conditions, he cannot associate himself with any mentor of any street, okay, related activities, with the exception, and that's what I wanted to highlight, okay? With the exception of Sergio Kitchens, aka Gunna, only for contractual reasons, as well as the exception of Quantavious Greer. He also said, as part of the special conditions, Young Thug cannot promote any criminal activity on social media. He can't utilize any hand signs or terminology or language that promotes criminal activity. He is not to participate in any criminal street activity. He's not allowed to convert or engage in any contact with any of the victims that are listed in the indictment or with their family. Also, it was stated, cannot have any possessions to unless licensed by law enforcement or licensed security personnel. He must submit random drug screenings and not use drugs unless prescribed by a physician. He must execute the 4th Amendment waiver that will permit the search of his personal residence, vehicles, electronics for, illegal things. Basically, he must open up his life. Just being honest. So basically, like, for the next 10 years, he's been banned from Metro Atlanta unless it's for community service obligations, okay? Or unless it's dealing with illness of a family, okay, intermediate family. And he must open up his door for, checkups at his vehicles, his home, electronics, for anything that might be dealing with, illegal, things, okay, during this probation time. Also part of the special condition, there is if there's a serious medical condition, just like I said, if there's a serious medical condition of the immediate family, he can come to Metro Atlanta. And also, in order to handle business, it is permissible for his probation to be transferred out of state. However, he would have to let the probation officer know. And he can keep his passport and travel for business purposes only. So that's a lot for, these conditions, right? Now, I'm going to say this. if they gave all this on, put all this matter on Young Thug, I don't know what's to come for Diddy. I don't know what's to come for Diddy at this point, because there's a lot. And with Young Thug, he is also, I'm going to do a video on it. Like I stated, it's been a tweet that's been popping up, basically confirming that he does not, want to be bothered with Gunna. He doesn't. He, at this point, it is a wrap. And the tweet that he tweeted, but it's deleted, he said, "Gunna, stop acting like we're friends on the internet. I don't know you, my guy." So, this was earlier this year, right? So we have to take all this into play of this tweet this year. So I don't know what's to happen, but as far as this, what's going to happen between Gunna and Young Thug? Why? Because people have to understand Gunna is still under, the YSL record label. Okay? Allegedly. Now, moving forward, and I appreciate you guys coming in. Please hit that like button. Thank you so much for coming in. I want to talk about a little bit about sports today. Now, before I start this live, okay, I don't know. Let me see who won first, okay? Because before I started this live, in regards to the sports part, I want to slide this over. We had some games, coming on back before I started this. So the games that started at 1 o'clock was the Bills versus the Colts, New York Giants versus the Panthers. And then also you had the Broncos versus the Chiefs. You had the Patriots versus the Chicago Bears. You had Steelers versus the Washington Commanders. Then you also had the 49ers versus the Buccaneers. Now, I don't know who won. I'm finna look it up right now because I've been on here a while. And the last time I had looked it up, and yes, I do like a little bit of sports. And the reason I'm talking about sports because this is Sunday. Now, let me look it up, because when I last looked it up, as far as when it came down to the Bills versus the Colts, let me get my notes out. Gonna get my notes out on the Bills versus the Colts. Yes. One moment. No, the Giants versus the Panthers. The Giants versus the Panthers. The Panthers were leading, okay? The last time I saw it, I think they won. I'm not sure as far as, and you guys tell me if you're watching football today. This is Sunday, okay? And like I stated, I am into a little bit of sports. And this is a day that me and my mother, we do have, as far as, football. My mother more so than me. And give me one moment. I'm looking it up behind the scenes because of YouTube guidelines. I don't want to actually quote unquote get, a strike on this page. So give me one moment. I'm looking it up because when I started the live, the actual Giants and Panthers, they were playing. They were in the fourth quarter. Okay, they're still in the fourth quarter. They got one more minute. Make sure I'm on this. According to Bills are leading. The Bills are leading. It's 30-13. And I'm shocked on that, but not so shocked. And as far as the Steelers and Commanders, the Steelers are not leading. Okay. And that's one thing I want to talk about when it comes down to the Steelers. I'm going to talk about the Steelers because you all should know who's playing for them. You have Russell Wilson as the quarterback and Justin Fields as the quarterback. And, of course, Coach Mike Tomlin, he released this week Terrell Edmonds, 27-year-old safety. Okay. And in his history, as far as Terrell Edmonds goes, I think he was just basically released because of his, I'm just gonna say his age. Anytime you're coming close to that big age of that big 30, that's when they start to, look at you differently. And I want to make sure I'm able to show you who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Steelers. This is the Washington Commanders. When it comes down to this particular game, okay, and I want to make sure I'm on this. I'm going to be for the Steelers, okay? And the reason I'm going to be for the Steelers is because with Justin Fields, anybody who knows Justin Fields, I feel like Justin Fields got the short end of the stick. When he was with the Chicago Bears, I feel like he needs to get when he was with the Chicago Bears as a quarterback, as a head quarterback to be exact, he got the short end of the stick. And I think he needed to have his confidence up. You know what I'm saying? He didn't believe in himself. Now, the score as of now with the Steelers and the Commanders right now is 21-27. Commanders are leading. I want the Steelers to win, okay? That's just me, okay? And we have to look at where they stand. Commanders have won 7 games, and they've lost 2 games. Steelers have won 6 games, and they've lost 2 games. So, paper-wise, it can go either way. But when you break things really, really down, the coach, Mike Tomlin, he actually released Terrell Edmonds, okay, the safety. With Terrell Edmonds, since he was with the Steelers, he actually, I'm going to break it down for you guys. He's made 7 tackles in the 5 games this season. His career history, he's played 101. He has played 101 games in his career, made 465 tackles. I want to make sure that's correct. 465 tackles. He's did 6 interceptions and 28 pass defense. Okay. Now, that is who he released. Mike Tomlin. He released Terrell Edmonds. Now, as far as who is the quote unquote the quarterback, okay, the number 1 quarterback for the Steelers. And the reason I'm focusing in on the Steelers is because, like I said, when it comes down to Justin Fields, I feel like with him, he has his confidence has came up since he's with Russell Wilson with the Steelers. However, I think he still has a long way to go, but he's still young. He still can, find that person that we all want from him. However, I still think a part of him is getting the short end of the stick. And hello, Patrick. Patrick says the 49er game is 23-20. Whoa. Whoa. Patrick, hold up, Patrick. Hello, Patrick. Wait a minute. Whoa. Let me check this out. Wait a minute. We have something coming in. Thank you so much, Patrick. And yes, Jacob says, double tap on the screen to like the live. Yes, thank you so much. And I'm going to make sure this is true what you're saying. As far as the win goes, okay, because like I stated, when it comes down to Justin and Patrick, who were you for? Were you for the 49ers? Were you for the 49ers? That is my question. Also, of course, now I would say this. With the 49ers, I mean, they've been struggling this particular season. They're 4-4. And Buccaneers, I mean, okay, thank you so much, Patrick. Okay, Patrick says the 49ers, they won. So now, let me put that as a mark. They are 5-4. 5-4, and the Bucs are now, unfortunately, 5-5. Patrick says, negative. My game's coming on in a while. Oh, how about them Cowboys? So you for you for Dallas? How about them Cowboys? Now Dallas. Woo, Patrick. I will say, they have been struggling, especially the quarterback has been struggling. Okay, because we can look at what it is. They have only won 3 games. Okay. So far and lost 5, and look who they are playing against. Look who they are playing against. They are playing against the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? And 6 games. They have won 6 games. And I'm looking at the quarterback with the Eagles. So that's going to be a really tough game. And it's coming on 4:25 p.m. Eastern time, out a little over 20 minutes. Now, that's one thing I want to make sure people understand when it comes down to Justin Fields, who is the quarterback for the Steelers, okay? I wish he had the same confidence as the quarterback for the Eagles. I know everybody's different. Patrick says, yes, we have been struggling, but lost some close games. Yes, and see, Patrick, that's what I'm wondering when it comes down to the Dallas Cowboys. Do they need to get another quarterback? Don't beat me, Patrick. Don't beat me. Patrick says, but this one is at Texas Stadium. The one later in the season is at Lincoln Financial Field. See, I'm wondering, Patrick, the Cowboys, they got a lot of work. They have a lot of work, going on that team. And me personally, I think they need, it's a lot of work. I just hope nobody gets injured, with this game, coming up with the Eagles. Because when it comes down with the Eagles, okay, and Patrick, you can correct me if I'm wrong. When it comes down to this game that's coming up, you have to look at the defense. Okay, when you're comparing the defense to the Cowboys, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And that is why I feel when it comes down to Justin Fields, I will say this, okay? When it comes down to Justin Fields, I want him to have a little bit more confidence. I want him to actually have the confidence that, Russell Wilson has, okay? And I know that comes with time, right, for some people, because even with Russell Wilson, and that's why some people felt that Justin Fields should have been, he should be number one quarterback. But when it comes down to Russell Wilson, he was let go from the Broncos. The people remember that he was let go. But when it comes down with him, I want people to understand, with Russell Wilson, he has more experience. Age comes with time. But what I can say with Justin Fields, I'm really vouching for him. I want the best of him, because I feel when he was with the Chicago Bears, he got a short end. I really feel that. He didn't really have that real quote unquote help, if that makes sense. He didn't really have that. Patrick says, what we really need is a new owner that knows what they're doing. Yes. And I don't know, because when it comes down to the owner of it, he's very controversial. The Dallas Cowboys owner is very controversial. I'm wondering, will anybody buy it from him? Because if we're going to be honest with this owner of the Dallas Cowboys, he has owned this particular, football team for years. He's owned it for some years, okay? I don't think he's going to be fast to, sell it per se, okay? Or let it go, if that makes sense. Because the team that the state that I live in, the team is the Falcons, okay? And that's owned by Arthur Blank, right? And a lot of people can say, okay, with the Falcons, me personally, if I had it my way, I think we need another quarterback with the Falcons, right? And with Arthur Blank, they've spent so much on this older quarterback that we have. We need another one, right? But, business is business. And it's easy for me to say, okay, well, in this particular point, it's easy for me to say, well, we can actually get another owner. But for me, I can't actually, I'm sorry if we're getting disconnected. It's going in and out. But for me, when it comes down to, us on the backside, it's a wild business, okay? It is a very wild business when it comes down to the NFL. And just like I said with the Falcons, I want another quarterback. Okay? If I had it my way, I feel, and you guys can call me and say what you want. But if I had it my way, I would want somebody a little bit younger and a little bit stronger than who we have. Okay? Now, I will say this, I will talk about, things like this moving forward. I just wanted to kind of hint on it a little bit, okay? Just a little bit before I end this live. And let me go to hold on. The next topic is motivational therapy. Yes, with the motivational therapy for today, I want to say these quotes that's from the book, from the Bible, Matthew 7:8. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks it will be open. Okay. The next one from Matthew, the book of Matthew, section 12, the English Standard Version. So whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them, for this is the law and the prophets. Now, I want to just say that to say, in regards to my page, that, I want to thank everybody for, supporting me. I try to, on my end, I try to support people. I believe in, doing unto others as you would want them to do unto you. And that's why I read this. You have to be careful how you treat people, and that what you put out there in the universe. And why do I say this? Because look what has happened to, Diddy, right? Worth $500 million, but he can't even bond himself out with a $50 million mansion being used as collateral. He can't even bond himself out, right? But because people are speculating how he treated people, how he actually treated people from his past. I want to make sure we show this, how he treated people. And I want to show certain people. Cassie, okay? Let me stroll up Cassie, how he treated Cassie. And all the way up, I apologize. This is everything I type and wrote and everything. How he treated Cassie for almost 10 years, right? All of what she endured, and we can speculate, okay, it was a toxic relationship. That's what his attorneys are proclaiming. It was a toxic relationship. Okay, that may be true because it was an almost 10-year relationship. And with this relationship, I mean, he cheated on her a number of times. And that was one of the reasons Jennifer Lopez said in an interview back in 2001, that was why she parted ways from Diddy, because of his infidelities. So with all that being said, you have to be careful how you move and how you treat people, because whatever you do to them, it will come back to you tenfold. I honestly mean that. And in my case here on this platform, I try to actually, treat people how I want to be treated, even when I support other channels, or as they say, give a banana, support them. I go onto, their page, comment, that's how I am. I do. Why? Because that's how I want to be treated. And I always, no matter what page I go on, I treat people with respect, no matter what. And that's what I feel Diddy, he got so much money, he forgot about those little things. It's the little things that end up counting, in life. Patrick says kickoff is in 15 minutes on the East Coast. I know, I'm trying to hurry up, Patrick. For those who don't know, I was talking about the sports. Okay, so I am into sports. My mother, she watches it, and that's one of the things that we have Sundays, and we that's our time. Okay, our time. I know it sounds odd, but our time is watching sports. And My mother, she's a real sports fanatic. She might come on here one day. I mean, she really is into sports, like really, really, really. She used to play basketball. Okay, that's kind of giving you a kind of a highlight of how on my end. But like I stated, when it comes down to Diddy, you have to treat people fair. And that is one of the things when it comes down to the motivational therapy. This is a Sunday. I want you guys to actually think about the book of Matthew and some of these quotes I said. So whatever you wish that others would do to you, do also to them, for this is the law of prophets. And also in the book of Matthew, it says, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, and it will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks it will be open. And so for me personally, I try to treat people, how I want to be treated. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But due to me, working so hard and trying, to have that dream and have goals and, keep positive minded people around me. Shout out to Child on Demand. Shout out to Jacob. I am Jacob. Shout out to That Green Vegan. Shout out to Eyes of Art. Shout out to Lil Sprinkle. Shout out to Tracy Talks. I'm naming people that, just off the dome. I apologize if I can't name everybody. But because I have people like that, in my corner, shout out to Hilda. Shout out to Fabulous. Because I have people like that in my corner, it keeps me grounded. It keeps me, maintain my, composure. When I get, get impatient or, I don't know what's going on. I look up or take notes from people. And I never try to put myself in a position where, somebody is better than me. I never put myself in a position where I feel like, okay, well, I'm smarter than them. No, because one thing I also want people to understand, you have to tell yourself, learn something every day. And that's one of the things that I always end on my live. I always say, tell yourself, I will not get upset. I don't have things I don't have control of. I will learn something new every day. I will focus on self, not others. I will eliminate the if and focus on the present. And in the words of what I am Jacob, he always said, I remember he tells me to just stay in line. I remember that. Tell myself that. Also, I always say, advocate for yourself and speak up, because nobody will speak up for you. And in with this Diddy case, the reason I'm mentioning this, when it comes down to Cassie and all these victims, alleged victims, Cassie was in a almost 10-year relationship with Diddy, okay? And during this time, she didn't have a quote unquote people speaking up when they saw things, and after their relationship ended, okay? I can only speculate what was going on per se, but we can't take back that video that got leaked out of Cassie being chased by Diddy. We can't take that back, right? So when it comes down to speaking up, I want people to understand you have to speak up for yourself. You have to be your own voice. Even when you're around people that has, you think people have more money than you, they're better than you, they're smarter than you, you know that you are in control of your life. You know yourself better than anybody in this world, and you have to believe it. And that's why I say I thank everybody for coming into this chat. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. And yes, the announcement is, yes, I did get something in the corner. If you guys can see what I got, please support the channel, okay? And on that good note, ladies and gentlemen, please have a peace of mind and always remain in peace. And Patrick, thank you. Patrick Scott, thank you so much for coming. Patrick Scott says the Washington Commanders are losing 28-20. Oh my goodness, not 28-27, Lord Himmers. But thank you so much for coming in. And always, like I said, before I'm gonna read what you said, Patrick. Patrick says final score on Washington Commanders game. Steelers 28, Commanders 20. It was close. Yes. Shout out to Justin Fields. Shout out to Mike Tomlin. Shout out to Russell Wilson. Shout out. This is a great day for Sunday. I'm gonna go ahead and watch me some football on this NFL day. And as always, please come back Monday, tomorrow, Eastern time here in America between the hours of 6 a.m. Eastern time and 7 a.m. Eastern time. And on that note, goodbye.